Had controls, but Colin has keyboard and mouse. There you go, sir.
Alright, let me just pause my video. Oh, nope, hold on.
The music's so good.
Uh-oh.
Are you good?
It's really laggy. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Gotta give it a sec to adjust.
Yep, I think we're okay. Oh, it's chugging a little bit.
We're ready to set sail, I guess.
Well, if Colin's
Here,
lagging,
give me a minute. I'm gonna do something real quick that'll
okay.
improve my power.
Sure.
My power.
And more power.
So, I don't know. Would someone mind really briefly pinging Adrian? Because I know that Adrian doesn't necessarily respond to announcements quickly. But would you mind pinging Adrian to see if he'll join us for Frog Fractions?
Sure, I can do that.
Oh, well, speak of the devil. Hello, Adrian.
You were speaking of me. I take great offense to that, whatever you were saying.
How did you know I was speaking about you? I was gonna ask if you were gonna join us for Frog Fractions later.
You don't need to know.
Okay.
Well,
I'm a little spooked.
The real answer is that I was bored and I have 2 hours until I have to play D&D, so I was just like, oh, they're streaming, I'll join them.
Okay. Well, welcome.
I'm glad that I joined at quite a fortuitous time enough to spook you.
you literally you joined right as I asked Lawrence to fetch you. Oh. You good, Colin?
Yep, just a second.
Yep.
No, yeah, but in 2 hours from now, I'll be busy with D&D for probably 4 or more hours.
So no to Frog Fractions. That makes sense.
Unless you're doing Frog Fractions pretty late at night, yeah.
Yeah, no, we'll be doing it more or less. We'll take a wee bit of a break in between when Colin finishes Obra Dinn, but after that we'll be doing Frog Fractions. So
I'm reconnecting to you because I had to disconnect.
Oh God, there is a second Colin here.
There's 2 of me?
Yeah, on my thing it has like a list of like all the people. Okay, so there you go. So now you're on again.
It says host is doing something else right now. Please wait a moment.
Yeah, I haven't clicked off. Adrian, hopefully you don't mind, because normally what we do, I know that normally on stream we run things through Discord, like I restream it through Discord. With the Parsec program that we're using, that gets kind of finicky sometimes. So if you want to like watch along, you're going to have to watch on Twitch.
Okay.
All right, sorry. All right.
How far have you gotten in solving the mystery of the Obra Dinn?
Pretty far.
Colin's like, he's real close. He's a stone's throw away from the end.
Oh gosh.
My favorite unit of measurement.
Which stone? Wait, whose throw are we talking? What stone and whose throw are we talking about here?
It's the Malarkey stone.
Oh, there you go.
Are we talking like a football player throwing a pebble, or like me throwing a boulder?
We're talking about Tom Brady spiraling his son.
That's pretty fucking far, and also that's not a stone. His son is not a stone.
We're talking about who's that really short comedian? He's black.
Danny DeVito?
Kevin Hart?
He's black. What's
Kevin
his name?
Hart?
Yeah, Kevin
Hart?
It's Kevin Hart throwing
Yeah.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
That's
not very far.
Yeah, that's not very far. But that is a rock, so I'll give you that one.
That is indeed a stone.
The rock is a type of stone. So.
All right. And you
think
were
I had
on
the
3.
bottom one.
Yeah.
Yep. 6 fates solved out of 60.
It's okay.
I mean, I have more than that. I just haven't.
We're only 1/3 of the way with solving those guys.
All right.
Oh,
This is where we were going.
back. Let's just jump right into it.
Let's just jump right into it.
Ahoy! Wait! Don't shoot! I have treasure! I yield! Hold your fire!
Oof.
Hold your fire. Someone shot him anyway.
Shame.
But who shot him?
This strapping young
me.
lad.
Oh, that's one of the guards.
One of the Formosans.
Why does he have a gun?
That
Because they're
reminds
on a
me.
boat.
I know, but their whole thing was they're like, yes, spear.
The thing
Also, I'm
that's
walking on the water,
You are walking on the water, isn't that neat?
which is pretty epic.
So she's fucking dead.
Oh, she's very dead.
Adrian, unfortunately, in this stream, I don't know how much time you'll
I was
have
about to say,
to
there's
talk.
not really going to be a whole
That's
lot of
fine.
time for banter, unfortunately. So that's not really what co-op streams are when we have Colin here.
Hello.
We have a lot to do very quickly.
Oh, there's one person behind
So
him.
this
I
is
want to
this
corrupt
guy.
the purity of the stream with my influence.
No. I refuse to let you corrupt Obra Dinn.
Yeah.
I
Dead
simply wish to
Oh,
purify.
and this is the other guy.
Yeah. Whose name we still don't know.
That's a thing that
Oh,
you guys
these
say.
two
I
we
wish to
don't
purify
know.
this world.
Who's who?
Oh yeah, I've got some like bells at my
Hung single
side,
out.
right? That's what I use. I just go out every day shaking them.
And then I think he's also talking to someone up on the ship as well. I think if you look up.
Yeah, I think he is. I'm gonna check up there. Oh no!
Oh, can't check it anymore.
Strapping young lads.
The Calling. See, I knew it wasn't called Unholy Captives. Couldn't remember what it was
You're an
called.
unholy captive.
Okay, so I guess the unholy captives came afterwards.
Yes. For reasons that we'll see, I believe, yes.
Corpse is moved for mortem.
And you already
I gotta-
identified this guy
Yeah, but now I know he was shot
by question mark.
Formosan.
by a gun.
Dude, that'd be really funny if for the unknown attacker, instead of like passenger or something like that, you could say unknown Formosan.
Yeah, I was just thinking. Got shot by unknown Formosan.
Formosan. He got shot by Hak Seng Lao, yeah.
Makes sense.
The skeleton.
I'm gonna blue balls this thing so hard.
Oh yeah, there he is.
I can't tell who
I
that
have
is.
no earthly idea who the hell that is.
It's the Slenderman.
Are there more people in the windows? Because there's this guy.
I don't think so. But suddenly 3 were present.
Everything's boarded
What about-
up.
Oh, I pressed space.
Nah, that's fine. Well, it would say 3 others, right?
It's guy person there.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. If
Yeah,
it takes
it's
us to where
gonna-
they died,
it's gonna
don't we
be
just
right
go off
here.
the ship?
Well,
Oh,
no, because
okay.
it takes you to where the body was moved to
Okay.
post mortem. It's a little
It's a little
like-
weird because like the
because
one-
obviously all these bodies are not where they are. We're kind of summoning them from beyond the grave.
Because, like, you remember the one where the guy got struck by lightning and you identified him while he was in the air, but then you picked him up when he hit the... What is the big
Oh, that's
wheel thing
true.
called?
The capstan.
The capstan?
That's what the
Capstan,
peppers.
capstan, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I don't know exactly how it's pronounced.
Caption is what's in peppers that makes them hot.
That's capsaicin.
That's,
Yeah, that's
capsaicin.
Or capsicum, actually.
Oh, so wait, what happened to this guy?
I don't know, dude. He's fucked, though.
I'm pretty sure
Look,
that's what
his
they use in
arm's on
Dragon
fucking
Ball.
fire.
Oh, is this on fire?
Yeah, I will
Is that
admit
where
that
it is?
it is hard to tell that that's on fire.
Last night. Thanks. This guy is fighting off.
It's Nichols.
Fighting
don't
off
think
more,
he's-
more sea
I don't think he's
mermaids.
fighting anything.
Fighting it, yeah. It
Oh,
looks
he's
more like
bringing
he's
it on board?
dragging it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Because this is one of those ones that I really enjoy where we're like going backwards in time.
She's still already dead. So dude's on fire.
Yeah.
Oh, this I just realized that you guys are playing Obra Dinn, and I'm about to prepare for a D&D campaign that's set in like a ocean, like a shore town, and it's going to be a largely
Ah.
nautical campaign.
Well, there you
Nice.
go.
So yeah, there's some relevance to
Somebody
this.
say pirates.
Da-da-da-da-da.
I don't know. How would you say that they died?
Guess they were burned.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
In the previous scene, if you were to look closely at the guy's body, because he was in the boat, you'd
Mhm.
see that one of his arms is literally just like a blackened skeleton. So I guess burned counts. I don't know. Would you die from just having your arm burned, though? I guess, like, blood loss and stuff, right?
You can die of almost anything if your pain tolerance is low enough and you go into shock.
I keep
This is
forgetting. I
true.
keep forgetting that shock is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, Miss Lim.
oh, Miss Lim.
How did you die?
How could you forget that shock is a thing?
I know, shocking,
I
right?
was too shocked to remember.
Yeah, we all
It's
made
one
the
mana
same
deal 2
joke,
damage.
right?
I mean, come on.
It's a real jock shocker, isn't it?
Haha.
You ever been jock shocked, Zach?
I've never gotten a wedgie. No,
That's not what a jock shock is.
I don't know what a jock shock is.
A jock shocker is getting your nuts tased.
Oh my god.
Why would anyone ever?
Has that been done enough times to have it?
Yes,
cancel it?
actually, yes. Believe it or not, yeah. That's a thing.
concerning.
I'm playing a first-person shooter. I haven't played video games in so long, and my aim is real bad right now. Well, I'm talking. You're not talking.
There's
You're
audio.
not talking.
There's audio that
You're-
Colin has
Oh,
to
God.
listen to.
What in the
Your
world?
audio that Colin has to listen to.
Oh, this one's carrying. I think that's the thing. Yeah, that's the shell. He's
We
reaching
cast
his
the
hand
magic,
in.
boys.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I mean, I don't think we've actually established whether or not, or Colin
Oh, who's
hasn't
this guy?
said what he thinks, like the
Oh, this-
things in the water
Okay,
are, right?
so this... I'm going to make an assumption here.
Who do you think this is?
This is the second mate's steward.
Where is it's down low? You
Down.
have to go to the steward section. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Samuel
second mate
Gilligan?
is the... Yeah, because the second mate is the guy who was shot at the beginning of the scene.
That's true.
So it would make sense that the steward that went with the second mate is the second mate steward,
Makes
rather
sense.
than a random other steward. So I'm gonna make it assumption.
Are all the stewards wearing matching gems?
I don't
They're
know
wearing
about
matching,
gems, but they
like,
do all wear the same
uniforms.
uniform.
Do the uniforms have crystals in them?
No.
The steward crystals?
Oh,
Ooh, yeah.
this guy got speared.
He's clear though.
I don't know anything about him.
Oh, I guess I
But-
think
One of
but
the
this is,
Chinese.
I think this is the time where you're technically like mathematically able to identify all the topmen, which is why he's clear.
Oh, great.
Mathematically?
Well, yeah, because just by
This is-
trial and error, you can figure them all
So
out.
this is one of the Chinese topmen.
You can tell by the fact that he's up high.
So he's very dead. This is the guard.
I like
Not the
when
guard,
he-
this
I
is
like
like-
I like that he's sticking his arm into Nickelodeon gas.
Oh, no, this isn't the guard. This is actually the sitting down guy.
Yeah, the royalty, I guess. Well, because the other
Right.
guard was on the big ship. He was
Right,
on the
right,
Obra
right,
Dinn.
right.
Who, this guy?
This is the yeah. He's hiding. Coward.
That dude's fucking dead.
Oh, who's this guy?
No
I don't
idea.
have any info on him.
And unfortunately, you can't just click on him here and be like, yeah,
Can I
whoever
just-
this is got speared in the fucking
Can
skull.
I just take that? Can I just have it?
We're back in the past. I don't know how you're how you're able to do that.
Pull it through space time.
Pull it through space time makes sense.
She was in that
I think-
scene, but
I guess I didn't find her. On yeah. Find her.
you should keep looking around. Yeah. Colin. Remember where she was on the previous boat?
She was on the other boat, laying down.
How many boats are there?
Two boats.
Okay.
Where is she? Oh, she's right here. But what killed her? This is supposed to be her death.
Well, hit the thing.
Was he supposed to hit this thing?
No, like hit the stopwatch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's not going to help me find out how she died.
Well,
Maybe, maybe not.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
O'Hagan, you still breathing?
Hagen.
Nichols, sir, shoot them for God's sake!
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
I actually see one of their faces.
got
Chinese topman,
speared.
still dead. So the guy who's dying here is this guy? I think.
It is very hard to tell what's happening.
I don't see how he's exactly dying either.
I think if you look closely at the Formosan royalty, I think you can see what he's doing. But you have to pay really close attention.
You have to pay $6.99 to get
Oh,
the
does he have a
DLC where you
knife
can
in
see
his neck?
closely.
Yeah. It's so
I wish I could
hard to
crouch.
tell because you can't see.
I wish I could crouch.
You can't see the blade or anything like that. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I see.
Like, you
Yeah.
can tell he's holding onto something, but man, it's hard to see.
You're gonna
Just
want to look
barely
at this
make out
scene.
the handle.
A lot of shit happens in this scene.
Yeah, I can tell. Well, there's two names that were dropped, so we need to check those.
O'Hagan, can you row?
Accessible only through another corpse. Interesting. Oh, right, that's... So, he was... I shouldn't confirm this, should I?
I mean, you don't even know the name of the guy, so you could probably say
Yeah, I do.
knifed. No,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
of the guy who
By who?
stabbed him. Yeah.
Knifed by a Formosan. I just put a
Formosan.
Unknown
Nah,
Formosan.
passenger.
Makes sense.
Too far.
Yeah, passenger right there.
Jafar?
Unknown passenger.
Jafar?
Not so
Not so
fast,
fast, Jafar.
Jafar.
Oh, Hagen, you still breathing? So Hagen.
So,
Hagen, specifically.
O'Hagan, my Hagan.
O'Hagan, you still breathing? Nichols, shoot the damn things.
Nickel, shoot the dimes, get the quarters.
If you find Nichols in the scene, I love him. He's such
Okay.
a coward.
So the guy who was talking dropped both names.
Hmm.
But, so I think Nichols is... what's the key to go to the front again? Q. Okay. Yeah, Nichols is the second mate. Then Hagen.
Pasquale, that's what you're looking for, right? Pasquale?
Pasquale.
Squaw.
Pasquale!
Just find probably the Irishman. Haha.
Patrick O'Hagan, seaman from Ireland.
Which makes sense, actually, because you said that the guy who got stabbed here was the,
So it's not this guy, it's one of the Chinese topmen, so it must be this guy because he's got the oar.
He also has a pipe.
He also has a pipe and overalls and suspender. This is the guy.
I wonder who he is.
Maybe that's stereotyping.
he
That's the guy.
he has like a shillelagh in the other hand and like a shamrock.
And when you get near here, for some reason, the audio starts getting like Irish theme songs.
Oh, she got like, was her throat slit? I guess. Yeah, I think it tore out her throat.
I think if you try to identify this, I think there's a more apt word. But yeah, you got the idea.
Yeah, let's see if we can.
You have to go back.
I can't.
Oh, never mind. You can just do
No,
it here.
I can. Because I've already done her scene, I think.
Oh, makes sense. Makes sense.
So I can. So
You
she
wanna do
was
her?
clawed. Yeah, that's the word.
What do you guys think of the fact that sea shanties are apparently a thing in 2021?
Sea shanties are cool. I'm glad that they're making a return again for the fucking
They're making a
comeback. Sea shanties are coming back in the way that
guy
Ska
who
wishes
we're
that they
talking
could.
about.
Yes.
The
This
Scammies
is
manifesto.
second mate. Yeah, let's. Whoa.
Hello.
Let's see, friend. How did you perish?
How do you think he perished? It's not good to do.
Keep rowing! Where is it?
Bang!
Something there!
Bang! A name!
Give us a weapon! Shoot! My kid eye! Pick up
got speared right in the neck.
Man, these things are they have really good aim.
Poor guy. I'll fill it in at the end of the scene because I still don't know his name.
And there's this guy.
This is Nichols. Okay, so that means...
Whoever that guy is got pulled over.
Oh. I don't know anything about you. I think you're one of the Russians, though.
He's playing cards.
Yeah. Not you. You.
Muslim, get down.
I know who you are. Too far. You are...
Jafar.
Bang.
Jafar's dead now.
That makes the other guy...
Not so fast, Jafar.
Taking care of all the Formosans is not a bad idea.
This is Chiotan. Hey.
So you identified all 3 Formosans at once.
Mm-hmm. Got him.
Bum.
Where's my vinyl of this game, man? I want the music.
Come on, Lucas Pope.
Go on, Lucas
Fine.
Pope. What are you doing?
Is there a Papers, Please vinyl?
This would be great as a vinyl.
Papers, Please vinyl would also be pretty good, but that'd be very short. That game has
Yeah,
great
'cause
music, but not a lot.
It's mostly just Glory to Aristoska.
Yeah, which is that's what it should be. It should be like a 6-hour long vinyl of just that on repeat.
Oh, I would listen to it. It's so good.
I think people would definitely buy that. Have you gone the other side of the second
the
boat?
logo on, on the disc.
Ooh.
He has. We remember that.
F.
Oh, he's trying to cut himself open.
So cut himself loose, yeah.
Yeah, probably not trying to cut himself open.
He's like, this is bullshit.
Wow.
Goes to
Nice.
stab himself.
Who is this? I don't know who they are.
But we
they
definitely know what happened to them.
They were speared
By
by an enemy.
So yeah, I guess we could talk about this because it's not spoilers in the slightest. But like one of the things that we had arguments with on Lawrence's playthrough was the difference between beast and enemy. Because we said that the Kraken clearly is a beast, but what about the crab people? Like,
I think. Okay. Here's my completely baseless claim is that the Kraken is a beast. The crabs are a beast. These people are not beasts.
the things riding the crabs are not beasts.
Yes, they're sentient, obviously, creatures or people.
Humans.
Mer people.
So if they
humans.
illustrate like decision making, then they count as enemies instead of beasts.
Decision making is not the right word, but obvious intelligence and sentience.
Okay, I could agree with that.
For example, like it uses a spear.
It's using a
carries-
tool.
Yeah, it's using a tool. It's wearing like some sort of clothing. It has like a shell on its back. That in my opinion, makes them a sentient enemy, not a beast. Bong. Ah, this guy. Man with spear.
Dude, get hype.
Fox with gun.
Fox with gun.
Hyena with gun.
Show us what's inside the fridge, Wayne.
You packed enough stores?
Aye, sir. Checked and loaded them myself.
Good. Stay quiet and alert. If the wind picks up, we've no chance against the Obra Dinn.
休假，你玩错不？
我冇问题，但是伊来想啊，绝对袂当互伊落在水底。
那是遐个怪物出现，你绝对卖起来。
Aye, shut it up.
They say strange things about monsters.
Get speared. Oh, this guy almost got the back end of it.
Which is so cool in like every scene, just seeing people who narrowly avoided death.
Humans are
This
real
dude's like,
squishy.
oh, hello.
Oh no.
Boy, checked and loaded himself, sir.
Okay, so this topman got speared.
And also understands Chinese.
Well, yeah, it's already given he's one of the Chinese topmen. But which one? They're all
Of the 4.
Yeah, I'm seeing on this, I get it. We can zoom in now. Who is this? How did they die? Well, they were speared. By an enemy. And they are...
Unknown topman seems fair.
one of the 4 Chinese top. So I would just throw out an topman. Of course, geez, Canars did as stores I search so take this price. This is no names. The door opens.
Yep.
I don't think there's any more info I can glean from the scene. Alright, this is Patrick O'Hagan.
Oh, Hagen.
Oh, Hagen.
Do I not have how he died?
Oh,
You
we make
didn't
the same
you didn't want to
joke?
put it in, right?
that wasn't really a joke, so much as just an
I
impression.
don't remember how he got.
You know, he might have been one of the people that died, but not like the main character. You know how like sometimes people die in the background? Now that you mention it, I can't remember. Oh, right, because this is the guy that got speared through the skull.
So I'm assuming. Okay, so I don't know his name. I'm assuming this is a seaman. Just because he's rowing.
Makes
and I
sense,
think only
yeah.
the seaman row, and he's wearing a similar outfit to the other guy.
So you believe that this scene consists of 3 seamen, a topman for some reason, the second mate, and then the second mate's steward, and then the Formosan prisoners?
I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
How many people are on the ship again?
60 total.
60.
We're on the Obra Dinn wholesale, yeah.
Wow.
Which, when you think about it, that's a lot of people. And then, like, I think about it, and I'm like, man, the Ship of the Alliance would have, like, upwards of, like, 200 crewmen sometimes. That's a lot of people!
Most of them with actual titles and roles.
I mean,
Rather
yeah,
just-
the Obra Dinn isn't a huge
It's just like...
investment.
It's just a merchant ship, but still, it's nuts so...
Rather than just being like, okay, all of you are
there you go.
seamen, and the rest of you are officers, and that's
Yeah,
it.
he disappeared.
And I need you guys for singing sea shanties. 'cause
I
we got
need, you
great
guys are our
voices.
performers. We need someone to keep harmony, because all of us are bass. We don't have a
this is
single...
also-
All of us
So,
are bass.
Every single one of us is a bass.
All of them. So, Colin, I don't know if it would be like a safe recommendation, but instead of moving on to the next chapter, which you will be relatively soon, like you're going to do the light following thing and then whatever, I might recommend going back to the calling, like go back to that first body, and then go through it again and try to find these people, because otherwise this is going to be kind of annoying later.
Yeah, okay. Storms brewing.
Oh, he's done them all.
Oh, you did them out of order! Oh, right!
Finish your business and climb down here.
Alright, Colin, surprise, you're at the end of the game.
Oh.
So
now I
now,
have to figure it out.
yeah. So let's go. Let's just quickly do the calling again, and then we'll.
Do I have?
Because I think you
I have
actually have a
actual
time
time
limit,
limit.
right?
No. You don't
No.
actually have a time limit. The guy won't leave. You don't have to worry about it.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Who's the guy?
There's a guy who rode, because the person that you play as in this game is like an insurance adjuster, and so there's like an old dude who rode us all the way out here. Can't even see.
And in the game, you're solving all this in one night.
Technically, this whole game takes place before sun goes down. So.
Wow.
So this guy. Yeah, this is the guy who's speared. That's the second mate.
She's already dead at this point, so I think you have to go. Yeah, I think you have to go to this guy. Yeah.
Oh.
You're gonna be seeing a lot of that.
You're still breathing? Can you roll?
That guy's still. Yeah. Oh, there's that guy.
Oh, he got dragged.
So if you got dragged into the water, would you say? What would you say?
Wig snatched.
Probably drowned.
Drowned by. Hold up! Don't. Oh, wait, never mind. You already got your 3. I'm just. We should be writing this down.
Okay.
Because we still got the Chinese topman. Is all I'm saying. We got the Chinese topman, we got the Russians, and we got like 4 seamen that we have no idea who their names are.
We have a lot of people who we don't know.
I'm about to say, we got 9 out of 60, so we got time.
You know what this game is making me want to do for my seafaring D&D game?
Drown?
I want to create like a random job generator whenever the party asks for like a random flunky in the ship, where it's like 14th seam or like top seaman or whatever, or like 19th, like a disproportionate, like a number that does not reflect how many crewmen they have at all.
That'd be kind of funny, actually. Yeah.
It's not
it's like, who are you over there? I'm the 19th. I'm the 116th officer of the board, sir.
Is that guy? Is this
we only
guy
have
right
60.
Here,
we only have 60 crew.
It is person 1.
Yeah.
Oops.
Okay. No, I think that's okay. I think this will show you where everyone is, or at least, or never mind. Actually, we don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's this guy.
Aye, sir.
No, so we need
what
part.
happened to him.
We need part 2.
I don't remember who part 2 was.
I know, but I think it's we can't get them from here. I have to get out.
Yeah,
and
they
then come
leave
back
through the
from
door.
there.
Yeah. I love
Finish your business.
I love his delivery. His line delivery. It's so good. Part 5 of 6.
Wrong part.
It's okay. You can go through Miss Lim here, right?
Probably actually.
And also, look, one of the shells is in the boat.
Four of 6.
3 of 6. 2 of 6. That was good enough.
That's exactly what I need.
Keep rowing!
Oh, he did. Oh, he also just got.
Oh, this guy
That's
also
it.
went around.
Or did he?
He just got
yoinked.
yoinked.
No, he got yoinked because he wasn't on the ship he wasn't on the boat anymore.
Was he yoinked or yeeted? I think yoinked because he was pulled. That makes sense.
Yeah, he got
Yeah,
drowned.
yeeted is more like if he was launched.
By just like
Well, we'll just say enemy later, right?
by enemy. Yeah, and then
Enemy of the state.
I think these are enemies of the state. Which, by the way, Saba did mention this previously, but Colin, what would you say these guys are? Like these enemies that they're fighting.
Give us a weapon.
There's some kind of mermaids. Maybe not sirens. Sirens not right.
I think if we pull the mask off, it'll be Old Man Jenkins.
That'd be really funny because there's 6
every
of
single one of them.
They're all just the same Old Man Jenkins. He's cloned.
Yeah.
There's some kind of sea. Cause that's their tail.
Yeah.
It's not. It's obviously not a strict mermaid.
Well,
it's got like spines and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's some form of mer person.
Yeah, mermaid.
Merp.
For the sake of simplicity, I think we'll just call them mermaids. Makes sense though. All right.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think that's all
you've
I can get.
identified everybody in the scene now because you found
Well,
both of them.
sort of. I've found their cause of death. I haven't found.
Well, you don't know who they are. That's true. All right. So do you want to open up your book? We'll take inventory of who we do or do not know. Like just start from the very beginning, and we'll go through. This is literally the part where last time I played with Lawrence, I pulled out a fucking piece of paper. It was like, all right, we need this, we need this, we need this.
This is the guy who was crushed.
Oh, I know how to. This, like, I don't remember how to.
And
do
here is
this
the
guy.
stowaway.
Who we don't need to identify, so we don't care about him.
Right.
Shame.
Horn up, stern.
I can give a clue.
Let's let him look through the book first. Let him look through the book first.
I'll let him. Yeah.
Solomon Syed.
He died of sickness. This guy also
Another
died
guy
of sickness.
died of illness.
If you want, you could try going back to that memory, I guess.
I want to see where he is in the photos.
He's hanging out with these guys.
He looks like he's wearing a steward uniform, though.
I think you
Or
said
is that
that,
just
but
me?
they're only in one picture, or no, they're in both. Okay.
Yeah, see, because these guys...
Well,
It's the similar
every person
outfit.
only shows up once in both of these pictures.
Okay.
Right, and so... My argument is, I remember there's 3 stewards, but there's 4, in the...
Officers.
But there's
There is a 4th mate, that is true.
Yeah, there's the...
John Davies, 4th mate.
Scroll. Ship steward, captain steward, first mate steward, second mate steward, third mate steward, and fourth mate steward. So I think he's one of these 2, the third or fourth mates, because I think it's the first, second, and either the third or fourth mate steward who are in the execution photo together.
Makes sense.
And the others are off doing.
Are
their
either
own
ship
thing.
or captain steward.
But I don't think I have enough photo.
Do you want to just give him that name now, and we can change
Which
it
one?
later? I know, just any steward.
Sure. I called him a seaman though.
Yeah, you did.
Maybe
You
that
did
was-
identify
maybe
him
that-
as a seaman. Maybe it's because
But maybe that was inaccurate.
Maybe it's because he was hanging out with the other seamen.
Yeah.
Because he was
I'm gonna-
sleeping in because remember they were this guy was sleeping in a
I'm gonna
hammock
call
with everybody
him
else.
Davy James.
Ah, Davy Jones.
I'm just throwing it in
The
there.
brother of Davy James.
Okay, a large cow was slaughtered for its meat.
All right. So we know what happened to him. So you
Nina
know him
Pasqua.
100%. Do you
Yeah,
remember?
he was stabbed
He was stabbed by who?
by the second mate, wasn't it? No, it was the first mate.
Well, no.
No, it was the second mate.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
2 others were present. It's Huxing Lao, and yeah, the second mate.
So this is part 3, the murder. So keep that in mind.
So I can put in
Knifed. Yeah.
or he was knifed. That's right.
Because stabbed is different, I guess.
Knifed by. I
And
know
we
who
can
it
hold
is,
on
I
for
guess.
now. Right.
Yeah.
I'll do you a favor and
Lao,
I'll
we
keep
shot
track
the
of ones that we
gun.
don't know at all.
This was the guy who was
Executed.
shot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is the guy who was executed, but I don't remember exactly. I think I need to go back there and trace the bullet path again.
You want to do that now?
Sure, right here.
Yeah, it's that
as
one.
well.
Luckily, you don't have to listen to the audio again, so. So one of those has a
So
big
it's-
fucking blood splatter.
It's this one. So it's this guy.
It's Lawrence.
Oh yes, the beanie.
Lawrence, you shot him.
Do you still wear that, Lawrence?
On occasion, but
Okay.
Still don't know his name.
Do you want to just call him? I mean, we could. For now, we can just call him Lawrence, right? Because we can just say like, "Oh, Lawrence's actual name is."
Yeah,
blank.
this is Lawrence.
my net. How do you know my secret?
Lawrence's actual name is blank. Blank
Don't-
Sagabayan.
I don't know if you should
Blank,
reveal
blank.
Lawrence's true name on stream.
Blank. It's true.
It's a little too powerful for stream, I think.
Too powerful.
Powerful stuff.
You
That
guys wearing a weird hat.
He's wearing a hat, which makes me think he's one of the mate or one of the mates, but I don't know.
is the guy picking his
This is the
nose?
second
That's
mate.
Nichols. And then look, And then you're right. The guy that was on the robo with him is standing right behind him, whispering into his ear like worm tongue.
Mm-hmm.
And who's this?
Oh, this is one of the stewards.
So he doesn't know that one.
So
I think we already talked about it, but I'm really glad that no one on this board has a shared name.
I think I was wrong with my assumption of this guy being Davy James. I don't think that's right. I'm gonna put back as unknown. I think
because you see 4 of them right there or something.
Yeah, because I think this is all 4, and this is all 4 of the. This is the first mate. This is the second mate. This is the captain. So
I was about to say, do you want to take this from the top down and just try to identify all the officers?
I think this is either the 3rd or 4th. I'm gonna say this is the 3rd mate, just because.
And then who would that be?
So this would be the first mate's or the 3rd mate's steward. I'm assuming here. Again, I'm making assumptions. This is Roderick.
Captain Jack Sparrow, 3rd mate steward. He calls himself a captain. And then this
is probably first mate, 2nd captain, 3rd mate.
Well, there's another funky hat, right?
This guy. So this is probably John Davies, 4th mate.
Was clubbed by. Wasn't he clubbed by the guy who got his face shot off?
Yeah, I think so. Then this would be his.
Or was it Lawrence? I don't remember. How many people did you fucking kill, Lawrence?
This would be Davy James, 4th mate steward.
So you're saying that it's John Davies and Davy James?
I guess
their names are too similar. It's so good. I love it.
It's funny, but yeah, that's how it be.
There's another person in this picture. This is like a little bit of like tipping the scales slightly, but there's another person in this picture who you haven't identified because his job is pretty obvious.
This is one of the top men. This is one of the Chinese top men. This guy, I've seen him a bunch.
Hello.
Hello.
So yeah, we got all the four sins. Promotions.
Whenever you feel comfortable being done with this picture, we can move on. We got all the time in the world to figure this out now.
Or do we?
Yeah, these are the midshipmen as we established.
Which makes sense. How many? I think there were only 3 midshipmen, right?
Let's see. Yeah. So I could just throw names at them and see if they stick. Peter Melroy.
Is that a cat?
And this is Thomas Link. Maybe not.
Well, you didn't finish their things, right? Because
some of them I have.
He's exploded, yeah. But then the other one is knifed by unknown. The escape.
Perished in escape part 6.
Oh no! Tell Pete's mother. I tried my best to pull him back.
Oh right, but I have to. That's one of the things where he like
Poor
crawled.
kid.
Wait! Hold on! Before you leave, go back to that dialogue. Read that. Read the X's.
God. Don't leave me. Tell Pete's mother I tried my best to pull him back to save him.
Read that again.
Tell yourself, Brennan. Oh no, tell yourself, Brennan, bring this with you. Tell Pete's mother I tried my best to pull him back to save him.
So think about that and then leave the dialogue.
So this is escape.
John Davies' fourth mate was clubbed by Lawrence.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that is Lawrence. So whoever Lawrence is.
He's a co-star. He appears quite often on stream. Apparently convicted murderer, but I don't really discriminate.
Enough capping up. Trusted, yes.
Convicted? What is there a fucking jury and judge?
That's us. Mutiny! Mutiny! Fresh bastard!
How would you feel if there was a court trial where the jury, judge, defense attorney, and prosecutor were all clones of each other?
I would feel very uneased.
What's...
He was stabbed
also,
by somebody.
Also, the plaintiff and defendant are also clones of the same people.
Oh no.
Just clone court. I mean, if you think about it, that would be probably the fairest court you could get.
So I believe to get to the escape, if you want to get to the escape to look at that, I believe it's below deck. It's like one floor down. Or this one.
Real quick.
Benny.
Last one. Move quick.
Oh, hey, is that the guy who was on the... Or no, he was shot by a gun by unknown, never mind.
Yeah, because he was killed by whoever this guy is. Yeah, this is Paul Moss.
Makes sense.
So...
I was about to say, so we got...
I'm gonna say they're alive.
Chunk of the mates. We got a decent chunk of the officers. We got a decent chunk of the passengers. There's that guy.
Henry Evans, the surgeon.
And then over that is...
But this guy's the guy who climbed back up and then died, isn't he?
No, I think he climbed up to try and stop it.
Yeah, and then I think he got killed.
Are you sure? We can go back and check, I think. Is there a door on this one? There is.
Yeah.
With him running over.
This is the first mate.
And then I think Lawrence is there. Yeah, look, there's Lawrence again.
Yep. There's Lawrence.
No.
Oh, and there's...
And that'd be the captain.
Yeah, trying to stop them. Is there anyone down below?
Yeah, there should be. Yeah, this.
Alright, this guy who got his arm ripped off.
Yeah, I can remember that's Abraham Lincoln who got his arm ripped off.
By John Wilkes Booth.
And this one's one of the midshipmen.
Mm-hmm.
That's the mutiny kid.
Well, the kid who yells mutiny.
Well, yes, that's what I'm referencing.
Well,
Him
there are
yelling
two
mutiny.
different mutinies that happen on this voyage.
That's true.
We have to be very clear.
He's the
And one of them
specific
I
kid
stopped.
like mutiny! Mutiny!
So he got shot by...
But after this guy got stabbed.
Oh, he got shot by the,
Oh,
he
yeah.
got shot by the old lady.
Right. And
Yeah,
this
see,
guy's
he's
climbing back up
fine.
to help.
Because after this guy dies, there's no one left to be aggressive. Because everybody's dead.
So this guy... was shot by... I currently have this as Miss Jane Bird. Don't know his name, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Are making progress.
So,
though.
okay.
Hasn't even been an hour, and we're already at the end game, so we're good.
Where are we?
So this would be the second to last thing that happened, right?
This is the escape.
Well, because the last thing that would have been the mutiny, right?
They're probably at the Azores.
Azores? You think so?
Because it's on the left side of the ship. They're leaving on the left side of the ship.
So what do you mean when you say they are at the Azores? Who are you saying? All
these
people?
who left in the rowboat.
So if you're confident of that, do you want to use 2 of them as fodder and then figure out who this guy is that's just getting shot?
I think so. So I'm
because once again, that's what it comes down to at the end of the game is a lot of process of elimination.
I think they're alive.
In
the Azores. I think the surgeon is alive. The Azores. And this guy is... who knows?
Well, he's playing cards, right? So you would assume he's a Russian?
I guess.
Is there a Russian topman too?
There is. But I could have other things wrong.
Yeah, that's true. Leonard Volkov.
This could be... let's see if this is...
It's the purser.
Emily Jackson instead.
Makes sense. So if you... but then you'd have to go back to the guy who's getting shot, right? Because you have to change his name.
Oh, I thought... this is... yeah, I do. This is Miss Jane Bird. Who's alive.
In the Azores.
The Azores.
And then do you want to go to the guy who's climbing up on the left, since you believe he's alive as well? Axed,
Live
yeah.
On the Azores. This guy was shot with a Emily Jackson.
So now you gotta cycle through the names again, yeah. No, guess not. Nah.
Nope. Damn. That sucks.
Yeah.
I just have no idea on which one of these two is which.
There is a piece of information that you are forgetting though. It's one of the first pieces of information you got this game.
She's only in the one.
Because I think you're on the right track. You're so close, and I don't want you to like leave just quite yet, because you're so close.
Colin just leaves the stream, gives up forever.
So,
oh no.
Colin's like, I get it. I don't need to know what actually happened.
I'm satisfied.
I don't need to know what's in the lazarette. We're fine.
I've seen enough.
Conclusions and closure are overrated. What if they just stop making content to media?
Oh god, I could finally catch up.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing to think that the captain was the last person alive.
On the whole ass ship, it's true.
Yeah.
I never, you know what? Never even thought of that.
That's why he's the captain.
The captain does go down with the ship, but then the ship didn't go down.
Yeah.
Ugh. Swapping these two again.
shit.
Are you good?
I dropped all my
Damn
bones.
it. Ugh.
20 bullets.
Colin,
Yeah.
can I the slightest hint?
Yes.
Just because you're so
Yes.
close. Open up your book. Go to the very beginning.
The slightest of hints.
Even further, beginning. Read this.
Just trying to very flying house of opinion of the hour. So first time. Bargain chapter remain on you to you. I possess the details with private for now. Here's the pocket watch to terminate any feed each. Henry Evans.
Don't leave. Think about this. So this is Henry Evans, right?
Right.
Who is Henry Evans?
I don't know.
You can look at the passenger manifest if you want, yeah.
It's a surgeon.
Who you're currently saying is alive in the Azores.
He couldn't be in the Azores.
Where is Morocco?
What is this, a geography test?
Slightly.
No, not geography.
Fuck! Shit! Azora is the character from Kingdom Hearts, isn't it?
Shut up. Azora is pretty funny.
Azora.
Morocco is Africa, isn't it?
Correct. Morocco is in the northern coast of Africa. So if he made it there,
Let's assume the others are there as well.
Whoever, he's on the same boat with everyone else.
So it's Africa.
Well, Seymour, I made it.
Despite your Kraken.
Oh, Superintendent Merfolk.
Superintendent Merfolk. That's so good. Africa.
What is that
Have
like?
an
Nothing. It's just
unforgettable journey.
a shell.
Oh! Oh shit!
Oops.
Oh, I didn't
It's
even
okay,
think. I didn't even think about that.
There's probably some other guys.
Hey,
that
I
we
was
can get
right
that are
about that
easy.
being Davy James.
Oh, and you got this guy,
This guy.
and then Henry Evans.
Oh,
so,
damn.
you know that they made it to Africa, but the two old women didn't get counted.
Because I must have their name swapped.
There you go. So you can swap their names, figure out who the fuck this guy is that's getting shot, and then you're good.
Yeah.
I totally wasn't thinking about it. I would have had you like not do all
Emily
four of them at the same
Jackson.
time.
Yeah.
This is Miss Jane Bird.
So one of the clues
if you-
that you would technically know, or that you would technically know, like just through regular knowledge, is that, you know, just in general, when you call someone Miss, it's because they're not married, and so you
Great.
kind of
I
assume
was gonna
that the
say that,
young-
Zach. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking what I wanted to say, Zach.
Okay.
Mean.
How
Overshadowed.
Everyone knows Zach is a content thief. He steals
Constantly.
people's content and makes it his own.
There you
Uh-huh.
go.
I've never stolen anyone else's content. Zach, did you see him off?
Lawrence, did we surmise that
Oh.
same thing, by the way?
Here's the top.
Ah.
Which bit?
The part where I remember saying, like, well, if she's called Miss, doesn't that probably mean she's not married
Yes, we talked about
during
that.
our run? Like, I think I remember that.
We definitely had a conversation about it.
Alright, are we shifting into the second third of this game that turns to an action RPG?
Yes, we're.
Alright, I am out of here.
How would you feel specifically in this game, like, once you solve, like 36 of the passengers' fates?
Oh, this is the guy that
What if a health bar popped up in the
got
game?
obliterated.
He's definitely a topman.
Toddleman?
Yeah.
Topman.
He spins
When a
around.
toddler-
He spins around extremely fast when you spin him.
When a toddler grows up, they become a toddleman.
Yeah.
Look at that deep V-neck, though. Hey, oh, don't mind me. I'm just looking for my buttons on my shirt. They burst from my chest, rippling.
He's not one of the Chinese topmen.
Definitely not.
He's not the New Guinea. He's not Maba, I bet.
Could
We
be
can
So
say
he's
that.
probably Lewis Walker or Timothy Budimont.
If you look at the image, if you look at the picture again, like the big artwork, you can see if there's anybody else who doesn't look Chinese or New Guinean.
I need the actual picture.
I think there is a hotkey just to go directly to the picture, but I don't remember what it is.
That guy looks.
That's Omid,
Omid.
who you got early.
Oh, but we don't know how he died yet.
Oh, that's true.
Let's see.
The Doom.
He disappears in the Doom. So I need to go back to the Doom and find him.
It's true.
A lot of people disappear in the Doom.
Look at that guy. Look at that bartender. On the right hand
This
side.
guy?
He's gonna ask me about my day.
Oh, he's wait. Ooh.
Mmm. There you go.
Ooh. Who's this guy?
Ooh.
So he's wearing the striped thing.
Ooh.
Don't mind Johnny. He never learned
I
how to
wonder
speak.
what
He just
can you
knows how to go.
surmise
"Oh."
about a striped shirt, Colin?
That he's a
I think
prisoner.
I think that
Sure.
marks either a seaman or a top.
That he's a
I don't
referee.
remember.
There's barely anybody left on the ship though after you eliminate those two options.
Well, he's one of those two.
Oh, I thought you said he wasn't. Sorry, my bad.
But I mean, there's so many. I don't have any.
Yeah,
idea.
we gotta figure out some of the officers first and stuff.
Who are you? You disappeared.
Now, Zach, you can feel free to not answer, but I want to know: is the health inspector actually the Kraken all along?
Yes, she returns to England and devours the East India Trading Company.
Wow.
The plan all along.
Sorry for spoiling the big twist, Colin.
the true friends.
Oh no.
The true friends were the Krakens that we got eaten by along
Okay,
the
so
way.
this is one of the Chinese topmen that I'm looking at right here. Guaranteed.
Makes sense.
Guaranteed.
I don't even think there was anybody else in the on the ship that's Chinese that's not a topman, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
I think there's
Marked
one
it
guy
as
from like
like-
Sri Lanka, but that's like Indian.
Yeah.
No idea who that could be.
Ah, tattoo man. Who are you?
Who could you
It's Balder.
possibly
This is
be?
another
I
one where you
wonder.
would, this is another
Don't
one where
stop.
you should technically know like information from outside.
It's Balder from Baldur's Gate.
Don't bully me.
Saba, why you bully?
I more or less bully Zach because of
I
something
did make
he
a
didn't do.
I did make a mistake. I will readily admit that.
So I wasn't bullying you, Colin. You're fine.
Saba just bullies me all day. It's okay, I get
You
it.
know, I have to make up, for all the trauma
Saba
that's
just
been put
constantly
upon me.
bullies me. I never do anything back. If you're looking for the
Never.
guy who got ripped apart, he was just behind you.
No, because there's not information on who he is there. God, I don't know.
You don't know where to go, or you don't know what to do.
I'm just gonna go, just take a poop.
I don't know if this leads to the rest of the Doom, because that's the first.
No,
That's
it's not.
the first
The
first
Doom,
chapter of
there's
the
a-
Doom, or like the latest that you can go backwards from is the lady who's the skeleton in the bed.
What's her name? Is her
Guess
name
what?
actually Abigail?
Yeah, Abigail.
there's also the guy that's-
Abigail Whitterell.
The person that was ripped apart on top also, I believe, was Doom related.
That's true.
So this is the second mate. Or the fourth, or I haven't marked it the fourth mate actually.
Yeah.
And he was clubbed by Lawrence, which we see in the next scene.
This is this guy.
He is standing right there.
This could be.
My gosh, Adrian.
Adrian, shut
This
up.
could. This could be the gunner's mate.
Okay.
He's standing right next to the gunner.
Could be. He also
Oh my god.
He does have a Polish beard, which is a weird thing to say, but that's a thing.
A Polish beard?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
I mean,
Mutiny! Mutiny!
Oh, I forgot that the audio was
There you
playing in
go.
the background. I was like, what the hell?
mutiny!
So this guy was stabbed by Lawrence, right?
That guy? No.
He's taking
No,
so
no,
many
he
people.
wasn't.
He got. If you go back, he got stabbed by somebody else.
Where's the door?
Oh, dude, I love the baby pottery wheel. Forgot about that.
I need this one, I think. No, this is yeah, clubbed by Lawrence. How do I not know your name?
You do have
Apparently,
have his
it's
name.
very obvious.
Apparently, I do, but I don't know it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe remember the parts where it says like he also appears in like 8 other scenes or whatever. I guess if
He
you can-
appears all over the place.
I'm about to say he's very common because he lasts
Okay.
until the end of the game, so he's gonna be there a lot.
Yeah.
You should go to the part where the kid is dying and the first mate is like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should go to that.
Here he
scene.
comes.
Tell him yourself.
Tell him yourself. Tell Pete's mom I tried to pull him back.
Tell Pete's mom. Hey,
I can't even tell Pete's mom anything. Cause I'm also
Pete's mom
dead.
has got it. Pete's mom's got it going on, dude. Why you got cyborg hands?
You're
gloved.
You look like fucking
Wait, listen to
cyborg
the audio.
hands.
Cyborg.
Oh, no! You're cut!
Yeah.
Don't
Yes.
leave me. Bear up, son. I'll stay
Roger.
with you. Tell Pete's mother
Shame.
I tried my best. Aye.
Shame this young man died.
To pull him
Oh my
back,
God.
to save him. You tell her yourself. Brennan! Bring the surgeon's kit!
Wait, what's our nurse cap? Nice.
Shut up.
No, I'm not laughing at you. It's the exact same thing that Lawrence did, and it's so funny because it's like it's so good. It's such good design.
Who's this Fred Ascot motherfucker?
That's Lawrence.
That's Lawrence.
That's Fred.
Don't you know?
Lawrence is Fred confirmed. That's his true name.
Oh,
What's
Who are you?
Get closer, maybe you'll find out.
He has his name.
I'm trying to glean some information from this man.
If you look really closely, he has his name written on the inside of his eyeballs in case he forgets.
It's true.
Yeah.
I need to get that written on my eyeball. Sometimes I write my own name, and it'd be really useful just to be able to look in there immediately.
Okay, I think I know where I want to go next.
I almost don't want you to leave this scene just quite yet, but it's fine. Look, Colin can figure some stuff out. He got it. Colin's a smart cookie.
All right, I want to go
There's so much left.
Smart
over
cookie Colin.
here. No, I want to
How
go
much? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if you paid him like $5?
Not much because he's a woodchuck.
What about 5 wood bucks?
down. Wood bucks.
I think he would just chuck all those wood bucks.
Is this the guy
This
that
is
got?
all we got.
This guy got swatted by the giant prawn,
I'm just
right?
checking.
Yeah.
This guy got.
I was sitting
I was
far away
hoping
from my
for-
screen. I thought that floor was across.
Hello.
Who's this
Hello,
guy?
sir. How do you do?
Hello, my name's Guy. My name is Marcus Gibbs, but everyone calls me Guy. I don't know why.
They don't know my name.
Hello, my name's not Marcus Gibbs. Everyone calls me Marcus Gibbs for some reason.
Marcus Squibs.
Okay, I'm gonna put something in banter because I don't want to bring it up now because this game's too much focus.
Alright, let's see what kind of nonsense that he's trying to put into banter. Let's see.
Banter ideas.
In banter ideas, FOV hypothetical. What?
I didn't want to bring it up now because you're gonna yell at me if I try to bring up a conversation.
And that's a good conversation for later. But when you say FOV, you do mean field of view, right?
Maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
Ugh.
Yes, James Wallish with his iconic Scotland flag sewn onto all his clothing. Is there a secret ending to this game?
Yes, there's a normal, a bad, and then a true ending. There are 3 endings to this game.
Is the bad ending where you just randomly guess all of them incorrectly?
No, the bad ending is after you do the initial scene. Like in order to finish the game, you have to see everything, but you can then just put that everybody got murdered by the captain, because you're technically not wrong. And the game is like, sure. Okay. And it gives
But
you the
you
bad
suck.
ending.
Do you
Like,
get
you're
paid if
technically
you say
right,
that?
but
For
shut
reasons
up.
that Colin will see relatively
Inadvertently.
soon. Technically, everything is the captain's fault, but not necessarily.
If you say that, do you still get paid?
Yes, you do.
Although what's bad about the ending?
It's
It would
bad.
technically be the captain's fault because he's responsible for every life on board.
Well, there's also the thing that he did with the shell. If you remember.
Yeah, but I wasn't gonna mention that.
I mean, Colin already knows about the shells. He got it.
Oh, of course. Yipes.
We can also change the color scheme of this game, by the way.
Wait,
We
really?
could change it from black and white to gray
you don't
and
remember
white
that
to
one?
yellow and red to.
I've got you.
Look at his fucking mouth.
Well, he is getting obliterated.
Seems fair.
He's like, ugh. What's this red juice coming out of my body and arms and limbs? It's pretty salty.
So how many? So what's your current count right now, Colin, of people that you 100% know how they died? Are you at
where
one
can
or
I
two?
see that?
You have to
That's in the-
remember.
I can see it in the back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
No.
12? Oh, because you did the Formosans.
Yeah, I'm 12.
Sorry, I counted. Okay. That guy's not dead yet. Although he does have the evilest eyes in the universe.
Ah!
All right, let's see who the 3 are. Makes sense. Ah,
So I got that right.
which means you know the
You
other
got the
guy.
butcher.
Mm-hmm. Knifed by Lawrence.
I don't think that was Lawrence. I don't think we ever saw that scene, but I'm pretty sure.
Are we sure it isn't all just Lawrence? Somehow?
I would hazard to say that everybody died because of Lawrence. It's true.
I would hazard to say that Lawrence is a dangerous man with his beanie. Without it, he's not as dangerous.
Without it, he's not as dangerous. Oh, that's so good.
It's the source of his power.
Oh, Abraham Lincoln.
You can only stop me if you sing sea shanties because I have to sing along.
There's a shocking lack of sea shanties in this game, which is upsetting.
True.
Why don't we fix that?
No, thank you.
Why not?
Because I don't want.
Oh right, I forgot. It's because we're all base. Everyone on the ship is a base. We don't have any other tones.
Saba's a base.
Saba's a base.
And this is a new level for me.
When it goes. Oh.
Not even a baritone.
It is everybody's.
The cat. You're not allowed on the Obra unless the only tone you can sing is bass. That's the prerequisite.
But what if the captain can sing alto?
The captain can only sing bass. That's the rule.
Dang,
Yes,
I guess
but
I'm
when
not.
you get-
Well,
what if
at
you
the
get one of
same
those-
time, if I can only sing alto, that means I'm not on this ship, which is a good thing.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
Your passenger on the ship is free as long as the only tone you can sing is bass. That's why there's so few women on the ship.
Ah, Captain Bass.
The only women on the
I am
ship are
Captain
passengers
Soprano.
who paid their way on, or the wife of the captain. So that's true. That makes sense.
Yeah.
This game does have a fantastic art style, though.
All these monsters were really upset and pissed off because they were sick of hearing only
What
bass.
the?
when it
Wait,
came
does
to
that guy have a
Marvel.
fucking scimitar?
He did.
Go back one. What the fuck? How does he have a scimitar? Where'd he get that from?
You're rocking it.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Wait, is that
think
Omid? Is that Omid?
I think it might be.
Why does he have a scimitar?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Kill him.
Just to really make sure you get the fact that he's Persian. Here's a scimitar. That's ridiculous.
Pretty
I
good.
never saw that before.
Hey, to be fair,
What,
the
you don't
Mongols
know?
also use scimitars a lot.
Who?
Dude, I have
Mongols.
a scimitar in my room. I don't know what you
I don't
mean.
think there's any
Were we
Mongolians.
Persians like our
Yeah.
scimitars?
Well, I'll say we very specifically don't have any Mongolians. We have the whole manifest.
You have a scimitar in
Right,
your
but
room?
Mongols use
Oh my
scimitars
god,
too.
Lawrence.
Everyone else is just gonna glaze over that.
Wait, what? Did Saba just admit that she has a scimitar?
You don't?
Why do you have a scimitar?
What? I'm clearly a
Why don't
Persian. That
you?
means I have to have a scimitar.
Why do you
Don't
own a
you know?
scimitar? You don't need to cut through horses anymore. Like, I don't understand.
Why don't you have a scimitar, Zach?
Well,
That's a
I'm
better
not
question.
Persian.
So, are you Mongol?
No, I guess that
Mongolian?
means I should technically have a flechette. That's it. It's a very long, thin dagger. That's it.
I actually do have swords, though. Unfortunately, they're not scimitars.
Why the fuck do you have swords?
Because someone was gonna throw them away.
Why
and I
don't
took
you?
He's rocking it.
Dude, I could take a picture of it to show you if you want.
No, thank you.
Okay. They're pretty cool looking.
Send it on air. I want to see it.
You want to see it? I'll send it to you, Lawrence, then, because clearly Zach doesn't want it. I'll go.
Zach,
no,
clearly
Zach-
Zach
oh,
doesn't.
what the fuck?
Clearly Zach
Who's
doesn't
that?
appreciate it.
Oh, that's. Oh my god! I never realized he was in this scene. What the fuck?
That's funny.
I never
Clearly
realized
Zach
that
does not
Edward. Wait, then why
appreciate-
didn't Edward Spratt draw this? I guess it would have been spoilers. Henry Evans has this picture, like Edward Spratt did draw it, but Henry Evans was like, nah, that'll spoil him on the surprise of the crab people. The midshipman. The shipmidman.
Yeah, why are you surprised that the one guy has a scimitar and the other guys have rapiers? Why aren't you asking about why do they have
Because
rapiers?
fucking rapiers would be supplied to a ship like this. This is a ship
be
from England.
Why do you assume that England is so non-cultural? It's a
I'm not
cultural
saying it's
melting pot.
non-cultural. They wouldn't give you a scimitar. That means that Omid Gul had to bring his own scimitar. And
You
he's
wouldn't?
a topman.
Why wouldn't he bring his own scimitar? He's like, I don't like these fucking fancy rapiers. I want my own scimitar.
Then why doesn't anybody else have their own cultural weapons? Why doesn't the one German on the ship have a flamberge? Just a dual wielding flamberge.
Because the flamberge is too fucking unwieldy. You need one hand to steer the ship and the other hand to use your sword.
Why would a topman be steering the ship?
But you should be able to see them.
In case the captain's incapacitated or fleeing or whatever.
This is an endless dumb argument.
Yo, hell yeah, dude.
Yes,
welcome to me on stream.
Unfortunately, since someone was throwing them away, I couldn't find like the third one, but I got 2 of them.
Hey Lawrence, would you mind posting that picture
You have
on...
2 of them.
I got 2, yeah.
Lawrence, would you mind posting that?
What happened to the third
Since
one?
Saba's being indignant.
Oh, now you're interested, huh?
The thing is that she sent it by Snap, so I can't really...
There you go.
Oh my God.
Now you have to beg me, Zach. Beg me for those pictures.
I'll fucking mute you. How about that?
Okay, you'll never see them then.
Whatever.
Is this the guy who was struck by lightning? Oh no, he got speared by...
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, Nicholas Botterill, no.
Oh, by the way, based off of what they look like, Lawrence, what swords or what, like, type do you think they are?
I could tell you if I saw them.
It's okay, you're not part of this conversation. Continue, Lawrence.
Because it does look more like a katana. Then again, it's not like...
Why does Saba own katanas?
Are they mall katana, Saba?
No. They're not, even
Okay,
though I
good.
would agree they look like katanas to me. Apparently they're long quan swords. If I said that right. So they're a type of Chinese sword.
Ah, Chinese. I
I think-
feeling it was Asian.
Well, yes, that by the dragon kind of blade, it kind of does look like that, doesn't it?
It was a little hard to see the details.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it was
They're
clearly ornate.
Damn it, I can't...
Yeah. But
so
apparently it
annoying.
was interesting because
I'm trying to figure out who shot the guy in the side hold.
Oh, yeah, at the very beginning where the guy's hiding.
I can see him, but I can't, like, identify him at the range. So I was trying to get to the scene before and get over here, but I can't get over here when I go to scene 5.
What I want to know is where's the
caveman? Is it a body within another scene?
Okay, so the guy that shoots him is in this room. He shoots through this wall and kills the guy.
Well, remember,
who's
time
in
passes,
the wall there.
right?
I know, so I was trying to go to the scene before, but the scene before is in this room and doesn't give me access to this room, so I can't see who has the gun over here in this room.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he would still be in that room.
So I tried to
get
get
moved.
the scene.
Right? Because time passes and they're currently being stormed by giant spider crabs, so I think the guy's running away.
But I was hoping to find the guy in here with the gun who looked like the guy that I saw from inside here, so I could identify him, but I can't.
Alright,
Because, like, if I go to the scene before that, which is this guy, I bet I won't have access. Oh, no, I do. I can get over here.
That guy has a gun.
I keep on spelling sword wrong. I feel horrible as a writer.
That guy's not wearing white, though.
It's not him. I think it's this guy.
Oh, it's the prisoner.
It's
It's this fuck. I still don't know who you are. This is really frustrating.
Dude, I'm pretty like
so.
His,
Colin,
I remember
think
his shirt is actually pretty
Colin,
good.
I think this would be a really good time for you to go back to the Dune.
Alright. I got a game in 30 minutes. I'm gonna go now. See you later.
Alright,
yes,
ciao, Adrian. Thank you
Bye,
for stopping
Adrian.
by.
The guy on top deck. Guy who's ripped in half.
Well, no, I was gonna tell him to start with Abigail and just go backwards from there.
Why? I don't need. I guess I could start with.
Well, because they all lead to each other, right? Regardless. Oh man, how sad. Holding on to your skeletonized wife. Because remember, you also need to find the people who died in the background of these scenes.
That's E.
Oh, and it's
It's
lady, clearly they're in like the middle of something, and you're coming up being like, "I want my husband."
I want my
this
husband.
Is not the time.
Oh, there's the helmsman.
Oh,
well, you got him. Yep.
He probably just got killed. Cannibalized.
Yeah, that's not what that word says.
I mean, you could probably say, yeah.
He was probably
torn apart.
I mean, maybe drowned also works if he was just taken into.
I'm gonna say torn apart by beast.
That seems fair. All right, let's go to the next scene, I guess. Right? Oh, there's this guy.
It's the gunner's mate.
This guy is like, holy shit, please. There's this man's. Paul Moss.
Paul Moss. Here's the two ladies. Yeah. Can I just
Oh,
nope,
the testicle.
It's like, can I just
no
step
entry
over that?
permitted.
And you can't get over there either because of the water.
That's water's not solid. Come on, game.
Oh boy,
So
you think I was making this easy for you?
F.
Wait, if
F to this man's.
Is water frozen in time solid?
Yeah.
I guess.
There you go. That solves
There
that
you
problem.
go.
I mean, we as people have never frozen time before, but I guess.
I freeze time all the time. It's called having a panic attack.
Time.
Oh no.
Tossing gun.
Wonderful hearing that again. Perfect.
This guy's just like.
Someone's dying, and then Colin's just like, "Oh, I don't know what's wrong with you. You're just like, all over the place."
I am a no fucks given insurance adjuster. I'll have you know.
It's true.
This is one of the Chinese top men.
I think
Do you have two people identified at the moment?
I have no idea.
I think maybe you at least have. I know you have one.
If you have two people set up to be identified, you could figure out one of the Chinese topmen right now, right?
Let's give it a shot. I don't know how he dies though.
Well, you know that one of the Chinese topmen dies by being shot by lightning, so you can go find that guy.
Shot by lightning. Lightning can be shot.
Yeah. What do you think Zeus does?
I'm sorry, we're not going to bring
around.
Snow Zeus into this, okay? He's part of a different meta.
He's part of a different metaverse.
I really wish that
he's
the
set
stream
up.
quality would not be so that I literally can't read any of the words.
Oh no.
Parsec. There.
So you already got him.
Dude,
that guy.
don't you like that you're
the guy right above Formosan royalty? So this guy, you could set him. Because you just need a name for him.
He was decapitated.
It's because you know he was decapitated. So now we just need to find someone else who we know 100% and who they are and how they died.
Or just try doing all of them first, I guess, maybe. Just to see if we...
Well, I don't know if we have a... Well, yeah. I don't know if we have a third
Well, you could
person.
just try the Chinese topman. And if it does it... You don't have to get off, by the way. I don't know if it makes you get off. You know what? No. Okay.
So
yeah, we're missing one.
Let's look around the picture, see if we can find anybody else who we know how they died, like who they are and how they died. I don't know his name. Friar Tuck. That's all I got.
Well, if you ever need help at a certain point, I still got that clue about that other guy.
Shh.
Zach makes all the clues he wants, but I have to ask.
Well, because the problem is, Saba, is that I don't know exactly what the clue you're going to give is, and I don't want you to think that you're giving a clever clue when in actuality you're just telling Colin who the answer is. You've done that twice.
I thought it was pretty decent. Here, I'll text
Send it to me, sure. Not that I don't necessarily trust your judgment, it's just, I don't know. I want Colin to have a good experience. Oh, you're trying two Chinese topmen at the same time.
No, I'm not.
Oh, it's the same guy. I was say you could try that. You could find the other one.
I got this guy.
Patrick O'Hagan
Confirmed.
drowned by
An
an
enemy.
Yeah, that seems right. Clubbed by unknown. Clubbed by Lawrence, but we don't know Lawrence's name. Oh wait, you know the black guy, right? Because he was hanging
Well,
out
yeah,
with the
I do. That's what
carpenter.
I'm saying. So I feel like I have 2 set up, but it's not working.
Wait, was this guy? No, that guy wasn't the guy that was speared. Wasn't he the guy who? He was the badass, right? With the big ass gun who shot the crab in the skull. Yeah, look at that.
This
Isn't that-
hero.
Speared?
Yeah, because he has a spear in him.
Does he? I can't even see.
Well, don't forget that like the crab, whatever, has its like pinchers
Yeah,
or
but
whatever in his
also
sides, and then
this right here is the spear.
yeah,
Pretty sure.
I would
Oh, yeah.
also agree with that.
I could see that. So yeah, you do have multiple people set up. Try someone else. Maybe this guy's not Chinese. I doubt it, but maybe.
Sure.
Struck by a tail. Oh, I do remember that guy. Okay. Yeah. That guy was the guy who got struck by lightning. The guy that was electrocuted. So you could try. Yeah, there's a lot of people. Huang Li. Excuse me. Oh, sorry, Saba. I didn't realize you sent a message. Let me look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Let's try this guy.
Oh, Saba, I do believe, yes. I was kind of going to, so yes, I think that is a good clue, but I was going to kind of wait for Colin to get to that point.
I was just thinking if he gets stuck at any
Nothing.
point, that's a clue.
Damn it.
Or because I still find this kind of funny.
What about that guy?
I already tried him
You tried both
on
of
all
them?
4 names. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's really weird, 'cause I'm pretty sure you
I'm
got several.
I'm really fucking annoyed.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Maybe that guy? Oh, we don't know how he died.
Or that guy? Or this guy? Or that guy? Or this one? Or that one?
That's really helping with his frustration. You're very good at being frustrating.
So I've been told by you a lot, Zach. I sent you another message.
Oh, thank you. He does not look like a mime, you weirdo.
He's so dead.
That is definitely not what they look like.
But anywho, I feel
So,
like
Colin,
that could
if you're
be a
frustrated,
deduction.
would you like help with one of the central characters who does a lot on the ship?
Sure.
You remember the scene where Boy who got stabbed, and he's like, "Oh, tell Pete whatever."
Yeah.
In that scene, the first mate says, "Brennan, get the surgeon's
Yeah.
kit," and you identified the guy who was coming down the stairs as Brennan. There was another person in that scene who was cupping his ear to hear better because he was listening for his name. Yeah. I can't believe that you don't have 3.
Now
well,
it's
anyway,
Chinese Topman.
well, anyway, now you know who that is.
So this, and this, these 3 should be confirmed. I don't
Maybe
know how
that's
they're
not Patrick O'Hagan.
How could this not be O'Hagan?
Well, because there were
had a
3
fight
other
and everything.
seamen there.
Oh yeah. Don't forget, because in some of the scenes, they just disappear, right? So maybe
Oh yeah,
he
because
was-
no, Saba's right, because he got pulled over the boat. He got pulled over the side, whereas the person is the guy who you believe to be the second mate's steward. He was like, "Are you still breathing?" Talking to the guy who got.
Yeah, because he
Yeah,
might
who
not
was in
know,
the
No.
boat.
let's see, he's already dead or whatever.
So this guy's guy.
This guy's a steward. This guy's a steward.
Oh, you can identify who stabbed him, by the way,
Yeah,
because you remember his
I was
name.
about to say that. It was a Formosan, right?
Yeah, it was the Formosan.
Oh yeah,
guy.
he was stabbed by
Bang.
Bang. Oh, well, got 3 in there somewhere.
Let's pray one of these is a Chinese.
Got the
No, it
helmsman.
won't be.
Woof.
Samuel Gell again.
Yipes.
And Brennan.
There,
Brennan.
finally we get Brennan.
So now you have Lawrence's real name.
We finally have
and
Lawrence.
you can finally
yeah.
figure out who all the people that he shot was. Because he
Yeah,
killed so many
no
people. He was the guy who did the execution, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that means
He's the one that stopped the first mutiny, and he's the one that started the
La
second mutiny.
was killed by Brennan.
Okay.
And then this guy
was shot in the
Shot
face by
Brennan.
No, I don't think so.
No, was it not Brennan?
No. Because remember, there was some. It was like a comedy of errors. It was like person after person dying. So somebody got stabbed. He then gets shot, and then the dude who shoots him gets clubbed in the head by Lawrence.
Right, and that's it's not this guy. It's
Funny Hat McGee.
Yep. John Davies, right?
John Davis, famous
think.
NASCAR driver, got clubbed in the head by Lawrence. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So now you got 2. We should figure out a Chinese topman. I know you already tried this, but we should really try this. Just try any. Oh!
There you
First
go.
try.
Going.
All right.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe you've done this. I thought that said Scatman.
Pretty good.
All right. So that means you know who killed the gunner's mate, right? Because you believe him to be the gunner's mate. And then you got 2 other people, if I remember correctly, that got murdered by Brennan. So you're good.
Right, so the gunner's mate was killed by
John Davies, I guess.
John Davies, yeah.
Davy Jones.
And then Olus is the one who stabbed man who was crying. You
Oh,
remember?
yeah, it's my favorite boy band.
Man who
All
cries.
right. And that
It
was
was one of the midshipmen.
yeah,
Knifed by unknown.
but it was by Olus.
So real quick, think about it. There's only 3 midshipmen. You guaranteed identified 1, and both of these guys, you now know how they died, but they're not cleared yet, which probably means...
Right.
Yeah.
But
what?
so what I want to do actually
Oh, yeah?
is put this guy as unknown midshipman.
Oh, yeah?
Put this guy as Thomas Lang.
And then...
And then get this asshole.
Colin's doing it! He's learning!
No, that didn't confirm.
So after we find the second
Keep on
Chinese
going.
topman... Oh, maybe he's not Chinese. After we find a second Chinese topman, we should move on to the Russians. Because then you'll only have 2 Chinese and then 2 Russians.
Nope.
Maybe he's just a... is there anybody else that he could be? Shot by unknown. I don't
Maybe
even remember.
is there any other like of Asian descent in the
This guy looks kind of like.
in the manifest?
But then who do you get shot by? If you go to if you go to this and then go to who else was there, maybe we'll remember. The whole crew will be on us. Give it up. Get shot in the fucking head. Oh, I think that's the guy that shot him. Or maybe it was, oh, these are all the people who were about to leave on the rowboats.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Man, this narrative's hard to follow when you follow it backwards.
It's all over the place, man.
Maybe instead of a Chinese topman, maybe we can do a Russian. Figure one of them out. Because you got a few of them here. You already got him, yeah. You could just say, yeah, any of the Russian, what do you call it?
Russian, what'd you call it?
Yeah.
That's good.
You know them.
I think the Russians would like that, yeah.
Didn't work.
Like I said, maybe that Asian guy that we thought was Chinese, is there any other, like, Asian of descent in the manifest?
Not really.
This is the guy who is, like, hiding in the side that got shot through the wall.
Sierra Leone.
That would eventually become Sri Lanka. So, gives you an idea.
Yeah. Paba from New Guinea. That's got to be a black guy, right?
There's not many of those on this ship.
Nope. Damn it.
Did you ever watch...
Maybe this is Oh no, this is Maba.
Did you ever watch Moana? That was going to be my clue. There you go.
So he's like a Pacific Islander.
And you're supposed to identify that early because he has the tattoos, and New Guinea is a Pacific island. It's one of those cultures that would be doing that. So yeah, that's why that's why I didn't even think about it before, because like I'm so used to just immediately being like, oh yeah, that's Maba. He hangs out for a long time.
And then gets ripped apart.
And it gets ripped apart unceremoniously by the Kraken, and it's like, oh no, Maba!
Let's keep exploring this picture.
Yeah, there's that scene. That's a different thing. You can identify him because you know who killed him.
Oh yeah, it was the Nichols.
The true villain of this tale.
I think at the end we should also recount. I think you said you wanted to do this too, Zach. Like what the story.
Yeah, re-summarize.
As well.
I was gonna have Colin like recite the story to see like how much he understood, and then we could talk about like the details and stuff like that. Because this game does actually have a really great narrative. So we both know how they die, but we don't know their names. Was there another Russian name? Is there 3 Russians or 2 Russian names?
There's 3 Russians total.
Right,
one of them is...
You can check the people in that scene that they were playing cards. Then you can just see... You can tell like those guys are the Russians.
That was a bitter cold.
Yeah, that was the sick. Yeah, bitter cold.
I call him Dickles. It's true. Nichols, despite being a second mate, is a real asshole. Patrick O'Hagan. And Marcus. Oh, you know who shot him? Look at the dialogue. Yeah,
it's
one of the Formosan guards.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Wuling Lin?
No,
Lim is the girl. Woman. So it's Chio.
Yeah, Chiotan. Because Hok Sang Lao is the guy that got executed for murdering Pasqualo.
Poke.
I mean, I guess this could be
O'Hagan. That's a rough and tumble Irishman if I've ever seen one.
That's a...
Nothing.
The guy was also speared. And he also understands Chinese, so he must be Chinese. Well,
that makes sense.
I'm about to say that doesn't actually make sense, but given the logic of the game, it does. It's fair. The easy part of the game is like identifying the mates and the officers. You're like, yeah, this is all good. And then you start getting to the seamen and the topmen. You're like, oh shit, dude. You're all expendable.
Not so good.
I don't know what you want.
Not so good at all.
Oh, that's the guy where his leg is hanging outside the window. You remember that? Before you leave real quick, hold up, look to your left. You see them? Oh, to your right. Too far. Turn left. Turn left. Turn left. Look out over the side of the left of the ship. Yeah.
Oh.
Yipes.
So yeah.
I can't see who that is.
Correct.
So I need the scene before this.
Or maybe through the power of deduction.
I'm about to say, or maybe through the power of deduction, you can figure it out.
If everyone else fits in the scene and there's 3 guys left.
Oh, that's true.
So I think there's a door to leave if you wanted to leave this, but yeah. Man, I can't believe just how fucked this was. Literally, like obviously we talked about this before, but the whole voyage was cursed because 2 people died right as the ship was about to weigh anchor. But like, man, Nichols really fucked everything up by just being a greedy bastard. Ugh.
Fuck Nichols. All my homies hate Nichols.
All my homies hate Nichols.
Oh, my homies.
I don't have a lot of guys here who.
There are a lot of guys here
who don't have a death.
Well, remember at the end of the chapter, it tells you who disappeared.
Right, but none of those 3 guys are in there.
Are you sure?
I'm assuming all 3 of these guys died from this. But all those people who I just identified on the pictures all pretty much had death. Like
maybe they don't count as being in this scene because you can't see them.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Where's my door?
I've never used foreign enemy as an answer.
We've done that.
We've done that a few times, and it's worked, sort of. Sometimes
it depends
works,
on the
sometimes
context.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on what you're associating with it. I think for one thing we tried doing it, and it didn't work, but there was other ones that definitely did work. No, my people.
I would say beast, right? You got him. You did it. You got Omid Ghoul. Where's his mother? Where's his mother loving
Scimitar?
Scimitar, give it to me.
Nunzio Pasqua.
And Nichols, yeah, you got him. You got him. Ha! Got him.
Got him. Ba-doom. Bum.
This is where Maba got ripped in half.
No, this is the exploded.
This is where the guy got exploded.
Oh, right, sorry. And this is the one where, because remember how you had the 2 midshipmen like switched? Oh, which by the way, you still have that other midshipman as fodder because you didn't actually answer his death.
As fodder.
I think it's the guy being exploded. Yeah, that one over that guy. Yeah. Because you had the piece of dialogue where the guy was like, "Tell Pete's mother that I tried to pull him back," but then you called the guy who was saying that Pete.
Did I?
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
so
you
is
did.
the guy
That's what I was trying to get you to
back right
see.
now? The guy that got stabbed?
Who? Sorry.
The guy that was pulling him back.
Yes, that's
that
the
the
guy.
guy on the rope?
That's the guy who gets stabbed by a Polish guy.
No, I'm saying right now is that guy that's on the rope right now him?
No. What? This guy right
This
there?
guy?
Yes, that's the guy that gets stabbed.
Yeah. Okay.
You know the answer I just gave you?
No, yeah.
No, we're good.
But I was like, I don't know if it was this moment or if there was another moment.
No, it was definitely later.
I know it's a stylistic choice, but any game where I can't jump is immediately loses like so much like points.
I mean,
it's just it's a
could
small
you imagine?
thing,
could you imagine how much you would fuck up these scenes if you could just jump through them? Like just jump over the tentacles and like up ladders and stuff.
Well, you could put invisible walls, and I'm fine with that.
But then somebody would complain about it being like, you know, why is there an invisible wall here?
It's a first-person game like this where I can't crouch or jump. It hurts me inside.
Crouching, I can 100% agree with. Being able to get different perspectives on the environment, especially since everything's so well 3D modeled, I think that's a great idea. The jumping, I will fight back a little bit, just because these scenes are specifically designed so that way you only have the one plane of navigation. But that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
And also, you're an elitist insurance adjuster. You're not gonna jump for nobody.
I guess. I'm out of here.
And I think we've basically gotten.
All right.
Peace.
So let's think. What's the next thing that Colin should do? I'm heartbroken when I can't double jump. That's a good point.
Dude, I'm already heartbroken then, because in reality, I can't double jump.
You're heartbroken all the time.
True.
I'm wallowing.
Consistently heartbroken.
It is weird that you have been walking around this ship with 4 actual corpses, though. 5.
Oh, the ones in the captain's cabin.
Yeah.
and the crab.
And the crab, 6 technically.
I assume the crab
7 because you got the guy in the barrel still.
Yeah. Yep. Which
right.
I'm like, I don't give a shit.
So let's try to identify who we should be looking at next, because there's definitely.
Yeah. Give me a second for the textures to load.
There we go.
Saba, there's that one guy that Saba's been chomping at the bit to try and get you to look at for a while, so we could probably do that
Saba.
one. I don't remember which scene. Do you remember what scene that is, Saba?
Well, first I can, say, the clue I wanted to tell you. So you remember that guy that his neck broke because of falling cargo at the beginning, right?
Yes.
We went through the barrel guy, and then we saw that guy, right?
The guy who got crushed by cargo at the very beginning, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was one person in one scene that actually commented on that.
That is true. But that's the thing that
doesn't help me very much.
Well, if you find that scene, you'll probably actually find who it is.
But this is the point that I was trying to make, Saba.
Yeah.
Was that he needs to have an idea as to what there's fucking 30 scenes in this game. So I'm trying to remember.
Where was it? They were trying to escape, I think.
Was it the escape or was it the murder?
Oh, Lord,
you could probably find it by flipping through the book, actually.
Oh yeah, it was with the Dane guy.
You
Remember
bloody
him?
Dane.
Yeah, you bloody Dane.
Oh, and that's where you called the guy Lars, because you were like, the guy's Dutch. Right? You remember that?
Yeah, because I was like, he's probably Danish then. So
actually,
Denmark.
you could probably, to find that scene where he died, you could go to the big artwork, find the person that you said Lars, and then find his death scene from there. The calling.
I still remember you guys did not remember that Dutch people were from Denmark.
I didn't.
It was hilarious.
I will admit.
It was very funny.
I remember so many. Oh, hold up. Go back. One more.
No, we'll go back.
One more. Yeah, this guy. Read this, yeah.
What? What is this?
Because we need fodder, right? To help figure out who people
fodder.
are. So you know who this guy is based on his dialogue.
Remember, X is the
right
guy, so...
Yeah.
Forgot about this guy.
Yeah. We identified him earlier, but then we decided to lay off. And once again, I continue to forget that there is a week in between us playing these. So it gets kind of unwieldy. Oh god, you're gonna have to go back
you
into
guys
this
were
scene.
confused. Yeah, this you guys were confused about this scene. Dude, this is nice rain noises.
It's so
Pretty
good.
nice.
I love the sound in this game. No idea who the hell this guy is, but I called him John, I think. Called him John, I believe. Oh, he's one below, and it's his leg. Remember? It's like hidden behind the stairs.
Every John I know is bald and missing a leg.
It's true. It's the curse of being named John. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I constantly call Lawrence John. Because he's balding, and I'm gonna cut off his legs soon.
Keep pressure here.
Yikes.
There's so many things wrong with that statement. First off, when have you ever called me John?
Every day, John.
That's this guy.
What is this narrative?
And look, it's It's
So, I remember in the dialogue, someone was saying, like, you're my steward, right? So we put him as a steward.
20 years, my steward.
Yeah, so I guess maybe you can deduct based off of who's in the room. If one's an officer, that's probably
who's been on
steward.
ships for 20 years out of the people in this room? There's only one.
No, so not those guys.
Oh, right. Colin doesn't recognize dialogue. He doesn't recognize
voices.
Right.
No, yeah. So that's why I was like, so if you look in the room, someone should be an officer in here.
Someone is giving orders, yeah.
Whoever's giving orders is saying, like, you're my steward.
He does look like a crazy man. And then I believe the dialogue does tell you who this guy is, or at least gives him a name. But yeah.
I guess based off of...
It'd be Stewart, yeah, right there.
Captain Stewart.
From Sweden.
I'm from Sweden.
I'm from Sweden. Looks alright, John. You'll be fine. Dies.
Well.
Good job, Mr. Evans. Not even a doctor. He's a surgeon by practice. I don't know, is there even... Ah!
Bada boop!
Who the fuck is the third one?
Let's pray that it is a Chinese.
Oh!
No, this is the cook. Yeah.
And we have no idea what happened to Philip. I want that to be... If I ever become like a boss and I have to fire somebody, I'm only going to fire 3 of them at a time. And that's going to be the sound. Boom, ba, boom, boom. Oh. Didn't die, I guess.
Oh, I guess if you go over it, maybe it'll show you the death scene.
Oh, right. Yeah, because there was another window. Because remember, you're looking at the ship from, like, the water. There was another window that you could have looked through, and there's Philip in there, and he's like, oh! It's like, oh my god!
Oh, yeah, Zach.
Yeah, I see, Chad. That's a good point, but...
I remember that about that. I remember us arguing about this, too, that it's dumb that...
Like, the distinction should be more elegant than it is, but yeah.
Yeah. Because I agree with like what Colin was saying on why he chose foreign enemy for this.
And that's why I asked him and then didn't disagree. Because Colin's logic, perfect. Makes sense.
Technically, yes. Colin, your logic is good.
What?
There's a person in chat who brings up a good argument as to the distinction between beast and foreign enemy.
Mm-hmm.
because you did identify a lot of things as foreign enemies. That is true, because they got speared and clawed and stuff, right? But some of them haven't ticked yet, because they're called foreign enemies and not beasts, which
maybe they're called beasts, not foreign enemies.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's such an interchangeable.
And I get your logic. I think
time up, put him in the lazarette with those things.
Oh, so he gets put into the lazarette. Normally a part of the ship for storing fish, by the way.
If you hover over, I think
lazarette is
the very front of the bottom of the cargo. Or is that the back? That might be the back.
I think that's the front.
I think it's the front because it's more tapered.
Yeah.
So, I need to leave this scene.
Yeah, which is weird, right?
I can't actually get to that door, which is funny.
Right, Zach? Like, it'll take multiple different answers, but this is one of them that it's like, nope.
Well, remember, there was other... but I remember, the game's not flawless. Like, it does have some issues.
Well,
like, the one where Colin was able to be like, that's Omid Ghoul super early. Based purely on the fact that he was the only guy wearing a turban, but still, like, that's not wrong.
Just turban.
All right. So, Colin, would you mind doing me a favor? Open up your book and go to the art. The regular art at the beginning. That one. One of these mans in this picture you identified as Lars. I don't remember.
Find Lars.
He might be down. I'm not sure. He's here somewhere though. Oh, Pasqua. You got them, because they're all typeset.
There
he is.
My name is Pasqua.
My name is Pasqua. Senor Nichols. Oh, there you go. So click. You were just next to him. He's next to Abraham Lincoln. Yep.
There. Yeah, stop.
Click on him and then go to memories, and then there's the memory where he died. Yeah.
And then you can read the dialogue, but you can also just go back as well to the memories. Might be better.
There was location of the corpse, which I think was on the top deck. Oh god, I wish there was a crewmate named Waldo. That'd be really funny.
That would be. But how old is Waldo of a name?
On the other side? Is this him? Oh, that's him.
He has to wear a striped shirt and...
Dude, there's already a striped shirt in here! They should have just named him Waldo!
That is Nicholas Botterill. Oh, right, and this is one of the ones where we said by foreign enemy, so maybe that's wrong, maybe it's Beast. In which case, we'd have to go back through all of this.
But it's the person holding the spear, though.
I think based off of ours, I think we said this was a foreign enemy.
Right, yeah, but if that was correct, because remember, we've already gone through 2 rounds of solving 3 people, he would have already been solved by now, so it's definitely not foreign enemy.
But he also might not be that name.
Wait, but Zach, wasn't the other ones...
Oh, that's true. He might also just not be Nicholas Botterill, that's true. I mean, it's a 1-star deduction, though. Because this is the one where they're like, they already did for Nick. If you remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's Lars. He's to your right. Not dead yet. Dying soon though. Oh, and this guy that got shot by lightning.
Zach.
Yeah. Oh.
So, like, just to clarify that.
Yeah, I'll read it. I don't know, Summer. I don't remember.
I think that's what I remember.
But this must be wrong. Right?
Or he's just not Butterill or whatever his name.
Butterill.
I don't even remember what the guy's name is, but you're right.
What are you, his high school bully? Nicholas Butterill.
Butterill. I remember the last name more than first name. But yeah, I would say because that's maybe in the context, since they're actually called soldiers, right, Zach?
Oh, they are called soldiers of the sea, so maybe they do count as enemies. That's a good point.
So yeah, I think Colin, I think he is a foreign enemy, those crab riders.
try something else. Cause who's this guy? It's one of the Russians. Wait, Russian top. Oh, you already identified him. Damn it.
Yeah.
Might
Damn
take
it.
it as a foreign beast, though.
Oh. We can clearly identify that. Wait, hold up. Can you go back to the Chinese topman you were just looking at? Did we say that he was decapitated by an enemy or a beast?
No, that should be because the crab itself.
Because the crab is a beast.
But the soldier is an enemy.
Oh my god, that's so distinct. There's another one. What happened to him?
That makes more sense.
Unknown? God damn it, what do you mean unknown?
Disappeared in the Doom.
Oh, he disappeared. He's one of the people that went missing.
Went missing.
Bug. Oh, and there's there's Omid trying his best.
Yeah.
There's that guy. Oh, and that's Nick Botterill because he's the only he's also a topman. Yes.
There's a lot of people there pulling the ropes.
What are they doing even? Are they weighing anchor or is that the
No, I think
they're trying to pull in the sails and stuff because of the storm, probably.
Makes sense.
Oh, wait, did you get to the guy that got clubbed? I can't remember.
The guy that got clubbed? Which one? There was 6 people that got clubbed.
I don't know, damn it.
Which person got clubbed, Saba?
We were talking about the Danish guy. I thought we were trying to go after him.
We are, and I think Colin's on the wrong half of the ship, unfortunately. I think it's to your left, like on, yeah. Well, not these guys, but.
That's Maba.
Not that guy. This guy?
Maybe, probably, maybe.
If it's not, we can just. Oh, yes, there it is. This is the Doom 1.
Okay, so I would say read the dialogue.
Yeah, you should read the dialogue here. Over my dead body, you bloody Dane. You killed my brother.
It wasn't me, it was the ropes.
It wasn't me, it was the ropes. It's definitely Lars.
That's fine. That's
1000% Lars.
So what we're saying now, right? Because this is where I always said make.
Hold on, let me read. Let me honor my dead body. How's that? There's no comfortable voice, but I forget you killed my brother. What? That was an accident. The ropes.
You killed my brother. Don't move. This is exactly where you need to be.
It is on this one, yeah.
Got it faster than I did.
It might be because yours was literally across 2 pages, but yes, he did discover the secret.
Wait, so if you know who this guy is, right,
Colin,
then you know how the Denmark guy died.
I'm about to say, he can figure that out in a moment. But Colin, how many people are getting into this boat right now?
Give me a second.
Oh, he got it.
He got
I'm so
it.
excited.
He got it.
Colin's making so much progress.
What's the first? That one.
Why'd you give him different names?
You think this guy is Samuel?
Oh, they're both Peters. Oh, they're both seamen. I thought one was a topman.
Who's that guy? All right, so at least Colin figured that out. These are the 3 guys that you see in that later scene.
Mm-hmm.
This is like right before the the Kraken shows up.
So technically, but we don't have the names of the other 2. Never mind.
One of them he can figure out. Because that'd be 1 and then 2. So you got to switch this guy's name, yeah.
Up 1.
He got it.
Yeah.
Ha-ha!
There you go.
He looks like a skull. Nicholas Botterill!
Oh, like, look, see, Terrible Beast works there, but I'm pretty sure you could do Foreign Enemy as well.
See, there's a distinction. It's weird. No, we couldn't have done it, Saba, because we did that twice already and it didn't work. So it had to be Terrible Beast for some reason.
Okay, let me look this up. I wanna
look it up, Saba. Because you'll be wrong again, as usual, and that's fine. No fucking idea who this guy is.
Yeah.
He could be from Sierra Leone. I'm assuming that's Colin humming.
Yes.
Okay, it sounded like a bee.
Were you freaking out?
A little bit.
I don't think it was. I don't think it doesn't.
How many people on this ship have dark skin?
Not many.
True.
So I'm trying to. But he doesn't look Indian.
Does he look Sri Lankan?
I don't know what Sri Lankans look like.
We should take a moment to look at the other person who's on the boat, but don't immediately like go to their page yet. Look at this guy.
Okay.
Just look at this man's and tell me what he's holding and what do you think this guy does.
That is very frustrating. But I guess it's just one of those options, Zach, that is not an option. Which is kind of dumb.
See? And I told you, Saba, because the thing is that you should be right. I think that the distinction there is that it's not the crab stabbing Nick, it's the guy riding the crab, which should be counted as an enemy.
It's literally called a soldier, too, you know?
Soldiers of the Sea, yeah.
He looks Las Vegan.
He looks Las Vegan. All right. Who else do we got? Because we got a lot of topmen and a lot of seamen left, right?
Las Vegan.
Las Vegan. George Shirley.
There's some people from India. I don't know if you can make that distinction.
Not in the
Also, right, if you determined this is the brother, right, you know who died via falling cargo.
That is true. You do know that. So actually, that's...
It's at the beginning.
Yeah, at the very beginning. It's chapter 1. Loose cargo. This man's.
So he's probably not Alexei, say whatever his name is.
Okay.
Of course, by falling cargo.
Oh, and the two of them are hanging out right next to each other in the artwork too. He's like telling him how to play cards. Yeah. All right. So we're pretty confident on that guy. So we got one shoe-in. Do we have anybody else who's a shoe-in?
This guy.
Does anybody else have a shoe?
You're pretty confident this guy's the purser, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that seems fair. So if we have two shoe-ins, we can figure out a Chinese topman.
Chinese topman.
There you go.
There we go.
Got him.
Nice.
Got him.
Da-da-da. Bum.
And then you know that guy, the other guy in that scene, was not decapitated by an enemy, he was decapitated by a beast.
Yeah, it must be, because he didn't trigger.
Yeah. And I think there's only like 3 officers left, right? I think.
Which scene are we talking about?
Which scene? Which one?
Decapitated by...
In Soldier of the Sea, remember it was like the two guys are on the ground and the crab is slicing off both their heads at the same time? It'd be the guy next to Pasqua in the top picture. Pasqua is the guy in the violin. Yeah, so it'd be this guy.
Well, we don't even know who this is, but yeah.
He is wearing overalls, though. Or not overalls,
or it's
smock.
Like a...
So, like, whatever... I guess an apron?
Topman, Seaman... You don't really have many other people that...
Could be any of these people, I guess. Okay. I do know who we can find the surgeon's mate.
Suspenders?
Suspenders, thank you. I couldn't think of the word. We should go back to a bitter cold. 100%.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you can find out someone through bitter cold.
You can find out 3 people through bitter cold.
You can find the other Russian.
You can find the Russian. We can show you a
Yeah.
So good.
Let me.
We're just bantering.
We're just bantering.
As you make your way slowly there.
Oh god, imagine
I don't really have a choice.
Imagine a sprint button in this. But as I says last session, you do really get a good idea as to like the layout of this ship, though. I know the Obra Dinn like the back of my hand. Well, that's new.
No, it's not down here. Too far.
I do think.
It's not the cow's head, right? Is it the cow's head?
No, that's just killing the cow.
Right, but oh, it's this guy, the guy on the yeah, him. And then who's the guy on the table? So that guy succumbed to illness. There's someone else in this room. Yeah. Yeah!
Look how fancy that guy looks.
Guess he's James Wallace, surgeon's mate.
Makes sense, right? Because he's in here. And there's the monkey. Monkey. Guy slap squatting. Crushed by cargo.
He got crushed by cargo. Is that guy's neck who got broken?
This is one of the Indian guys. Gotta be.
What about this guy? Who's this guy? How did he die? Crushed by a beast. You could do a 2-way process of elimination. Oh!
Nice!
Did you just eliminate 2 of the Indian men?
It's just that easy, gentlemen.
It's just that easy. When you're a god of logic, you don't even need to try.
When you're a god of logic. God of intuition.
Colin, the god of intuition. And then Colin's like,
That's me. That's me.
That's me.
You just gotta take compliments.
Yuck. Alright, so you got a bunch of the Indian guys, so that probably means that the last guy in that row is the last, because the rest of them are all Indian. Colin.
No.
Colin.
Shut up.
Okay, who else? You got him. He got shot by somebody, but you don't know who. I think you need to go back to that scene to see who shot him. Could be Wei Li. Yeah, maybe. You need to know who shot him, though.
I still can't figure. Yeah.
The murder part. Oh, he's the guy whose leg is hanging from the outside of the window. So we can...
I think that's I think he might have been killed by
Yeah?
We still haven't figured out.
By
But
I love
Oh. Oh yeah, just change that to beast.
I don't think that's true though, but
I don't know, because this guy would have been murdered by the mermaids, right? The murder maids?
Murder maid.
The maid murders?
Also,
I still think it's enemy.
We need to make sure that we have 2 shoe-ins first, and then we can process elimination a third. No idea who this man's is.
This man's.
That could make sense.
Fuck if I know.
No, you have to know. You're the god of intuition, Colin.
That is true. What are you gonna make us all liars? Let's look down at the other picture. Maybe there's more people that we can make shoe-ins. We're so close.
I do
Makes sense, yeah.
agree that he looks like a Russian.
He looks
He
Russian,
does look like
but
an
the problem
Alexei.
is that he has 3 Russians that he doesn't know. So figuring out all 3.
No, I have one that I do know.
Oh, that is true. Well, the
top
one
I
top
know. There's only 2. The 2 seaman Russians I don't know.
Is there only 2 Russians left? Oh, right, because
yes.
the brother is not Russian. Right. My bad. I forgot about that.
You can just switch their names. Maybe that'll.
Maybe
their
cause of death is wrong too.
Maybe they.
Well, no. This guy's
about
definitely right. That guy's definitely right because he got shot along with Captain Ahab.
Oh, we'll change that to then a beast, maybe. See if that works.
I don't think it's true though.
Try
Doesn't feel right.
Try switching their names.
Okay.
Again. Well, leave it as beast and then switch their names, maybe.
Still for an enemy.
Colin's super sure.
Oh,
it was. A beast.
Yeah.
It was a beast. It's not up there.
No, once again, I 100% agree with you, Colin. But apparently,
that bothers me a lot.
The game, yeah, the guy was just like, probably anything that's non-human is a beast.
So
probably.
So everybody
but
else
enemy
in that
has worked
scene
in the past.
was spiked by a terrible beast. So everything else in that scene is a beast instead of enemy as well. So
but enemy has worked on some of them. So I think there's just some inconsistency with the triggers.
There must be that one time that I met Lucas Pope, I really wish I would have asked him what's the distinction between enemy and beast? What's your logic behind it? So that way when I show people this in the future, it's less frustrating.
Because I agree with Colin, anything
is, right?
with sentiency,
Thanks.
that can use tools or weapons or literally ride something else, feels like a foreign enemy.
Yeah.
Rather than a beast.
Volkov, you got him.
Yeah, that's...
So he was sorted by Volkov.
Leonid Volkov.
Sorted by Voltaire. Alright, so that's one. That's one shoe-in. We need more.
How many Chinese men do we have?
I think he got 2 of them, so there's 2 left.
I have 2 so far. That seems right, but I don't know if I have the name right. The thing I want to...
What the hell were you thinking, Lucas?
No,
Mr. Pope, respectfully.
Oh, you can. Oh, right. We can say he got crushed. Yeah.
Yeah, you got crushed by a beast.
So that's 2. So now we need a third. So
you want to find another Chinese man? Maybe?
If we look, well, we have the 2 Chinese men, so we can just swap their names whenever we want. So let's look at the list of passengers and see what.
Oh, hold on. I know where I wanted to go.
Oh yeah.
But you can also change that
one. Oh, never mind. That's 2 pieces of information we don't know.
No, one of them said foreign enemy. You could change that to beast if you go back.
He's got it.
Got a lot of people.
There's a lot of people. Oh! O'Hagan!
He's an unknown.
Nope. Shit.
No, I don't think
it's wrong.
I mean, you got 2 shoe-ins, so just flip through a bunch of... No, just flip through a bunch of seamen. You'll find them eventually.
Oh, that's Alexei.
does not look Russian at all to me, but that's probably...
And wasn't near the other Russians, but okay. I think he was trying to throw you off.
Ah, I like
Although
that.
he's with the other guy in the
Russian.
boat, so they went together to leave.
The two Russians did, that's true. So maybe the other guy who was on the other boat is O'Hagan, right? The guy who was on the boat with the second mate steward, I think? Or at least the guy you think that is?
Yes, perhaps.
Okay. Oh god. Okay, so you got all the Formosans, you got all the Indian men. I think we're only short 2 Chinese topmen, so if we can figure out how they died, that's not that bad. This man's speared by a beast.
But we don't even know who.
Is he actually O'Hagan or is he Alexander Booth?
O'Hagan.
Speared by a beast again, maybe.
This might not be one of the Chinese topmen.
Then who else would know Chinese?
Well, no, is it Chinese or Formosan?
Formosan is Chinese.
Well,
it would be Cantonese, but whatever.
Yeah, I guess he's got to be one of the topmen, right?
They're the only people from China.
I mean, not every other people can know Chinese, but I mean, it makes logical sense.
In the 1700s?
Sure.
Yes, but
I mean, yeah. Logically, yes. We need to find 2 shoo-ins first, and then we can figure out this guy, right? God, you're so close to being done of semen, though. You're almost done. In the meantime, do you want to go figure out who is? Do that. Oh. I thought you got it for a second.
Ugh.
Oh.
Oh.
So he disappeared in the Doom. Yeah. Along with Chinese guy and then whoever that other guy is.
I thought you clicked axed for a second. I'm like, dude, axed.
Oh, and that guy's one of the guy that was in the drowned by a terrible beast. You got him. Yeah. So if we can go figure out what happened to we can process elimination the other 2. I think. Now, where do you think you need to go to find
I have no clue. I don't remember what I
Oh
died.
god.
Oh, that was very quick.
Boom! Not him. That's Abraham Lincoln II.
Second. Remember, he looks like a prisoner, so you just gotta find the striped shirt.
Was he in this scene? Yeah, was
no,
in
he's
scene.
not. I'm just going through the Doom. Trying to look for clues.
I think he's literally, because you're in 4 of 8, I think he's literally in 5 of 8. I think you're just 1 off.
Where the frickety frack?
5 of 8. Who died after this? Because 2 people died here. And we know who died before.
This one would have. This one was gonna be 3 of 8.
Yeah, this is gonna be 3 of 8.
Yeah, I need a door.
There was a door over there. Yeah.
I couldn't. It wasn't there.
Ah.
So who died after the cannons got shot?
It would be on the top. I think it's Maba. I think. Oh, never mind.
No, it's the guy who got crushed.
Oh, the guy who got his fucking neck snapped. Oh, it's behind you.
Thought it was in here.
No. This is where.
No, this was the guy who slept with the cannon that kept him comfy cozy.
Nope. No, this
Nope.
is Soldier to the Sea.
Oops.
There's a door. Oh God! I forgot about the crab.
What's going on?
What's going on? We're getting out of here. That's what.
Pro tip: don't try to catch a cannon with your neck. That's good advice. I think.
Where is the door?
But doesn't the cannon
Is it
look
up the
like a
stairs?
great cuddling partner?
Maybe you can't get up there. Oh, you can. There you go. Hello. Yeah.
I think cannons are good cuddling partners.
You were close. So you're on the right-hand side of the ship right now. Just go to the left. Yeah, right there. So there are 8 bodies on this boat.
5.
Yeah, see if he's here.
Can't go up.
Oh, and these are the kids that are about to go up and be like, "Oh, we have this great idea. We're gonna throw a bomb at the Kraken. This can't possibly go wrong."
Oh, maybe you can check the thing to see. But I mean, it makes sense that he was here.
Oh no, it's
Nope.
Topman.
The ended.
Which, by the way, I want you to think about that, Colin. Why are there topmen below deck?
Yeah. Probably because they're low on crew
Exactly.
at this point.
But remember, the first time you saw this, you didn't know about all the other shit that happened, so you would, and you didn't even know that these guys were topmen. So it's like, in retrospect, you're like, wow, these guys are fucked. You might as well leave. I think it's up. I think it's on the top deck is where you're trying to go.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't even.
But he's not in the scene anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the it was behind you. The door. Behind. Yeah, right there. You just phased through a bench, but that's fine.
There's a number of things in that.
Don't worry about it.
Just because I think there's so much clutter.
I legit think you have to go to Maba's corpse. Or maybe this guy. One or the other.
I'm gonna go to Maba.
Yeah, there he is.
So we were just at 5.
And now we should be on 7.
We should be at 7. Yeah.
So the only one we missed is
stop.
6.
There's the
right
3
there.
guys.
It's
Yeah, but there's still no info about him.
Do we
God,
know-
that echo of him screaming.
Oh, whoever died in this scene, we could go try to go to 6.
Which actually, so
to see if there's a difference.
I need the next scene.
Yeah.
I need 8
So 8
because
8
he
is
disappeared
Abigail.
in the Doom.
Oh, that's true. He would have disappeared between this scene and 8. That's true. So so that's Abigail's corpse. I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I thought I was looking pretty good, but he disappeared sometime during.
Because he's right there. So he's got to be. It's got to be like the helmsman. Because you know how the helmsman's being like carried off into the universe. So he's got to be like somewhere over the side or up in the air or something.
He was just over here. Spear fighting.
Right. Time has passed by a little bit though, so he could have moved.
Yeah.
That's that's.
No.
Okay. Oh, up and to the left. Who's that?
It's not him.
Wait,
It's
hey,
one of the Chinese.
that's one of the guys who disappeared. You know what happened to him now.
He got, I guess, drowned.
He got-
probably.
Whatever you said for the helmsman. Yeah, drowned by the beast. Torn apart by the beast. Whatever. Yeah.
That probably will work.
So you got that one. Let's keep looking around. Maybe there's someone else.
There's she.
Wait, so by the guy in the left?
I mean,
I thought I saw 2 people at the left, this side. Not these 2.
we have to be a little bit more descriptive for Colin.
I know, he's just moving around so much, I'm like, I want to say something, and then he's already shifted.
Well, we have to say it in relation to stuff that's in the scene, right? So, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, you could also probably assume what happened to him, right? Given the fact that we're in the Doom. Everybody shut up.
that was a guess because he's wearing a striped shirt.
Yeah, he looks like a mime, right?
Oh my god.
But also, go check the
And I got
corner of
that
the
random
scene.
Topman right.
So that
By
means you
the
got
way,
this
if you
guy.
I got the Topman right.
Because I want to see, because I don't know if he is there, because the bosun's there too. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
so there was that other scene that, you remember the scene where the bosun gets his arm ripped off?
No, go straight
right there.
here.
Oh, he's right there, right, yeah.
Yeah, he's right here. So I think...
Because this is where the bosun gets his arm ripped off, and you'll remember from that next scene, he's like, "Where's my Frenchman?" That's what you're supposed to pick up on that, yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't actually show what happened to him.
You encounter both of these scenes so far apart from each other is the really interesting part. So, all right. So
you don't have that many people left.
So do you want to just go to the passenger manifest and just take inventory of who we need? Because there's very few people left.
I think this guy must be Lewis Walker, not the other guy who I had him as, because I've had him as that for a while and he never triggered.
And we definitely know he was clubbed by Witterell, so that makes sense.
And I definitely know he's a topman.
So who would be the other topman then? Who's the last topman that we don't... Is this guy?
Must be this guy.
So go to his memories. I mean, you can name him, but we need to know. We need to know who shot him. So go to his memories and see where he died. Murder.
Well, I know where he died.
Oh, right, he's the leg. I keep saying that. My bad.
No, this isn't the leg. This is the guy.
No, this is the guy who
on the main deck.
He falls off and his leg is hanging out the first.
Oh,
quarters. Right. Yeah, so we gotta leave. The door's behind you. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh God, we're so close.
We're very close.
We're so close. And then Colin gets to see the end of this game.
You know, what's funny, it's like, Colin, I was about, like, for the Frenchman, I was gonna be like, dude, the clothes are important, right? Where do you see this kind of clothes stereotypically?
Yeah, I don't.
So, by the way, I have never heard of that before.
What?
I have never associated, like, striped clothes like that with people being French, which is really interesting.
Really?
Yeah, both of you picked up on it, and I'm like, I've never heard of that.
It's like a fashion thing. Like, I remember, like, they wear, like, a scarf, or, like, Venice or something.
It's Nichols!
It's Nichols.
Who would have guessed? The true villain. French Navy uniform is a striped shirt. Never knew that. There's so much, like, esoteric stuff I know, like, I knew prior to coming into this game. Never knew that. That's so cool.
Like, I don't think I remember it specifically from the French Navy, but that's really cool. Like, I always remember it because of, like, imagining either, like, a mime or, like, something arbitrary related to French people.
I don't think of mimes wearing... Oh, he's like, ah!
Do mimes not wear striped
outfits? And I remember that's there, so that way you can be, like,
no,
that's
all
a
mimes wear striped outfits. That's, like, a very stereotypical mime outfit.
Well, that's what that's all I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, like, when I think of a mime, I think of a mime wearing, like, a regular suit. Because that's the ones I
Really?
see. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
you just seen
I've
different
never
mimes
had
than
that
me.
association.
I must have just gotten the wrong association over time. The fact that
Yeah,
plus the fact that Ugg is hanging out with Bosun.
Let's just see if there's anything else I can assume based on the information I have.
Oh, maybe not enemy.
Oh, change this to...
Maybe this is a beast. It is.
Oh,
that's so stupid.
That's really frustrating.
That's so stupid.
Who'd you get? Well, obviously, yeah.
Carpenter.
Dude, what a hero! Is that all you've got?
This guy,
and then the other guy. It must be this guy. Yeah.
Yep.
Lewis Walker.
We can probably process of elimination the last ones.
Unless you don't know how they died.
Right.
But yes. So I say go to the table of contents and just straight up go to the passenger list. Because there should only be like 6 people left.
Well, the passenger list doesn't... Oh, it does. Okay.
It does, yeah.
So, the third
Martin
mate...
Perot, you don't know how he died.
We can look at how he died.
And see here, it doesn't say where he died.
Doesn't
so
show
he
when
has
he
not died
disappears.
yet. So skip that.
So he's in the he's in the bargain.
Precisely. So let's scroll down. Oh God, look how good you're doing. Look at all these check marks. All right,
So
the
good.
ship steward.
Ship steward. Never. I don't know if I've even ever seen him.
You definitely have.
Who is Zungi Sati?
Is it this guy?
I probably say that wrong.
You think this guy's the ship steward? Where were the other stewards?
Oh yeah, don't forget the outfits. That's
don't forget the outfits.
Don't forget the stripes.
I should be able to identify O'Hagan.
Yeah, drowned by a beast. Makes sense.
So let's go to.
It would be the calling.
Calling. Who's not
this
identified?
guy?
It's gotta be him. It's gotta be him. There's no one else could be
O'Hagan.
Well, let's see, because at the end of this, there's also people missing still.
I think I got them both though. Yeah.
Oh, you
it's
did.
The Russians.
So
both
that
Russians
has to be
got
O'Hagan.
drowned.
Yeah, you're right.
I just realized both Russians got drowned.
All right, let's see.
I'm just gonna scroll through and see if
Russians
there's anyone else obvious that I have missed. Who's been identified? Unknown steward.
I want you to look at this man.
Shot with a gun by an unknown attacker.
Well, you remember who he got shot by? I want you to look at his face.
I think it was Ugg.
It was Ugg.
So that would be
the bosun's mate.
Bosun's mate. Yeah.
And that would make this Martin Parrott, right?
Nope.
No.
You have to look at
his face, Colin.
What does he look like, Colin?
He looks.
It's unfortunate to say, but.
No, it's just genetics.
There it is.
Listen, Saba, as white people, you have to be careful about this sort of thing.
I was gonna say he looks more like that guy looks so much like a
no. There's a lot of facial features with like ethnicities.
If you say that as a white person, it doesn't work. By the way, that was 2.
Oh, that means the rest must be.
I could say it as any
you
person
have 2 left.
because it's a fact.
You have 2 left.
I'm gonna leave this scene. I don't need to be in this scene.
Go back to the book.
Fact.
Go back to the book.
I just don't need to be in this scene.
Ah, but it's a good scene though.
I don't need to be here though.
Oh.
I can just be on the boat.
I can just wee myself out of here.
Since you've seen all the scenes though, it has started raining, which is neat.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go back.
All right.
To the manifest.
Who's not? Who? So you don't
Third
know Martin.
mate.
You don't know Philip. We already said that.
Philip Dahl.
That's why 2 sets of 2 validated. True. However, I almost wish that it wasn't.
So then there's just these 2.
Alexander Booth and George Shirley. So there must be 2 people in this big image of people that you don't have
I'm gonna just go to the image. It's this guy.
Drowned by a terrible beast.
So he's probably just one of these 2.
Whoever the other one. This guy.
Bam.
There you go.
Easy.
There you go.
It, sir. Let's make doubly sure that you got everything.
All currently solvable fates have been acquired.
There you go. So now you can go back to the guy on the rowboat. So now, obviously there was a lot of stuff, sometimes a little bit ad nauseum, of like Saba and I trying to give you clues just to keep you going.
Yeah.
Imagine if you got here and you hadn't found any of the Chinese topmen or any of the Russians.
Yeah, so you just be doing trial and error.
That's what it was when I played it, and it was so fucking frustrating. But yeah, so you're good, sir.
All right.
Let's get going.
Yeah, we did
go learn about the bargain.
Similar. I think we got like 3 or like how many Chinese topmen? There's 4. Did we have all of them?
In Lawrence and yours playthrough, you guys found 1 Chinese topman by trial and error, and then we forgot to get another one. So at the end of the game, we ended up having to do 9 trial and error runs with all 3 of them.
We should go.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Nearly about, so we won't be coming back.
No, you got it.
Oh.
This is you, because remember, you could go here before you finished.
Right.
So if you decide,
this is giving you a chance to go back.
Precisely.
And stop.
Finally. Sit down so you don't fall out.
It's funny is they just sent an insurance adjuster. They didn't send like a crew to bring the Obra Dinn back in or anything.
That's true.
It's probably just gonna get wrecked in the storm. I mean, it's a ship. It's probably, that's no small thing to just like all the wood and it's a ship.
I'm about to say it's a ship that's still mostly fine. Like it floats.
It's floating, which is a good sign.
Maybe in that case, maybe they sent you out first and then they're gonna send a salvage team later.
There's a storm. Yeah, there's a storm coming in. I guess it makes sense to send.
Hey, Colin, are you ready to see? Are you ready to see how your work did?
Insurance
This is exciting.
For the good ship Obra Dinn, victim of calamitous events at sea, prepared by the company office of investigation.
It's a full
Ship
report.
Damaged in small Atlantic sunken storm. There it goes.
Off the coast of
Payout
Falmouth.
claim. Cargo company, all cargo lost. Payout claimed. All cargo cargo crown. Oh, so company and crown. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Suicide gun. Criminal findings. Murder of crewmate 4. Estate forfeited to crown. Fate. Shotgun. Original criminal findings. Attempted mutiny. Estate fined. Estate fined 100 for attempted mutiny, theft of cargo.
Martin
Date unknown. Finding of merit, extraordinary valor, acceptable performance of duties. What?
So over the course of the thing, Martin was constantly trying to like save people and save the ship. He was a fucking hero.
Oh, that's right.
Legend.
Club,
Legend.
Running. Torn apart, beast findings, merit, exceptional performance of duties. Charles Minor, bosun's mate. Fate drowned, beast, criminal findings, murder of crewmate, estate unknown, expense.
So
claim.
despite the fact that Charles Minor did such great work, the fact that he murdered one person by accident means that his estate gets fined.
I think it's manslaughter, but
he still gets fined.
Well, those guys clearly don't care.
Henry Evans.
Abandonment of crew, estate awarded outstanding wages.
Because he did work. He was a surgeon. He did work, and they didn't pay him. Donated to pension fund. God, I love this part.
Shot cannon beast.
Exceptional performance of duties. Whereas his mate was fined for treason.
Right.
Shame.
Attempted mutiny, there you go.
At least 23 pages of flavor text. There's not that much writing.
No claim made for Abigail Hosket Witterell. No claim made for Nizia Pasqua either.
Because he was just a passenger and didn't have insurance.
Right.
He didn't have insurance.
Estate fined for murder of a crewmate and abandonment.
Dude, tell me what happened to my people.
That was self-defense from Everly Jackson.
I want to know what happened with him. My scimitar.
Fate alive, Africa, findings of demerit, abandonment of crew and vessel, estate fined.
So because they left, the East India Trading Company is like, how dare you? I don't give a shit if there was a Kraken.
How dare you not
the
die?
Ship.
Spiked. Shotgun.
The ship's steward got paid 35.
Fate unknown. Yeah. Crushed by cannon, rip.
God, I can't believe the idea of being paid only £10 for this voyage.
I mean, it's also very money was worth different.
I mean, yeah.
Back then.
Also, they didn't really go that far.
Dude,
he got a reward. 35.
Plus an additional £35 for having a sick-ass scimitar.
Shotgun by E. Nichols.
Yeah.
Electrocuted. Poor guy.
I think that's a good way to go, to be honest.
Comparatively? Yeah.
Comparatively, yeah.
Criminal fine, attempted mutiny, theft of car, estate fine, 50
pounds.
Wow. That poor guy. Poor family.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm about to say, the estate is like... That's more money than we've had in a year.
Nicholas Botterill, you tried. Maba.
No.
Oh, Maba.
He got 45.
He tried so hard. Extraordinary value.
Estate unknown, outstanding wages, and reward donated to pension fund. It's so good.
Lewis Walker, rip. Attempted mutiny, though.
Volkov murdered, so you get nothing.
Rip. Drowned, criminal fight, attempted mutiny, theft of cargo, yep. Both the Russian boys.
So everybody who was on those dinghies, each one of them, 50, 50, 50, 50.
Mm-hmm. Lars Linde.
It wasn't me.
John Naples. Crushed by a beast. Abraham Akbar. Ibrahim.
Henry Brennan, fined 50. He did so much work. He did murder the fourth mate, and he also attempted mutiny, which are both very bad, but he did so much.
He did so much work.
He shall be remembered as the villain.
As a villain, yeah. The villain, we all agree, is Nichols.
Yes.
True.
So total claim, that's how much your company, that's how much the East India Trading Company has to pay. Don't click that yet. I just wanted to make it perfectly clear. If you subtract the crew and the ship payout, right? If you subtract that and you just go on the individual basis, the East India Trading Company made fucking bank.
Yeah.
It's like if you do the math, they ended up making like 300 pounds or something like that off this, and I'm like, man, that sucks. All right, you did it. I don't even know what that signature is. What's your name?
Sam Gunn?
I don't know.
Sam Gunn?
I don't know about that.
But that makes sense, because Sam could be Samantha. Pocket watch remains in your possession. Return to its original Henry Evans in Morocco.
And then? One year later.
So
wow. So you've just been chilling with this pocket watch, thinking about life.
You've been doing your job. But now you have this fucking pocket watch.
I want tea.
You got a visitor.
Yeah, being stuck in this chair is frustrating.
It's Brandon again.
I can't even drink the tea.
This is what you do all day. You just sit at your desk, staring at a wall.
I'm expecting to be murdered.
I'm about to say, who in their right goddamn mind would ever put a desk facing a wall with a door behind you?
A package at this hour. Oh, the thing smells just dreadful. Better you don't open it inside.
Uh-oh.
What do you think it is?
I'll be turning in now.
It's gonna be like a body part.
Get going.
Piece of the fish.
Get going, boyo.
I don't wanna. Give me vision. Give me eyes.
Chief Inspector.
Right to you, the unfortunate news is Dr. Evans has passed away, succumbed to his illness shortly after receiving the package. He was very pleased with your correspondence and asked this. His gratitude be expressed by returning this book to you along with the means to complete it. Oh, it's gonna be pieces. Pieces of the people who are left, so I can use the pocket watch on them.
Dreadful chapter in our lives.
Dude, her saying, "Do not write back."
We do not want to talk about this shit.
Dude, it's Miss Jane Bird.
Yeah, but no, she's Jane Bird. She got married.
Oh,
good for her.
Well, not necessarily.
Well, not necessarily. She could just sign herself differently.
If she was married in this age, she probably would have had her name changed.
Unless she also married a guy who's just so happened to be Bird. That's really unlikely, but yeah. All right.
That'd be pretty funny.
Oh gosh.
So I think it's also confirmed that Henry Evans did succumb to the same sickness that all of those Indian guys did.
Okay, so this is just a letter.
You got the book because it was returned to you.
Got the book back.
Tale belongs to you now. Please finish it.
All right. Now you gotta go to the right. Nah, you can't do this yet.
I know. I gotta open.
God.
But it's open now. Now the
thumbs
post-it note is in there.
It's gonna have fingers, fingies.
Wonder what it could be.
Oh, it's a hand.
It's the monkey's paw.
Oh, that's definitely powerful.
All 5 fingers have curled on the monkey's paw.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Click it.
Has no power left. Oh, got the pocket watch.
Let's go.
All right, monkey. Tell me your tale. Dude, imagine how useful this thing must be for my job.
Yeah.
Like, this guy just gives me just the power to divine how the deaths of people. Oh, no, the monkey!
So, Colin, why do you think he puts his monkey in and then shoots his monkey?
So you can see the scene, probably, right?
Right.
Well, he would have to have knowledge of the scene, I guess. Yeah.
Makes sense.
To get me inside, I guess.
So we can kind of talk about this now, Colin. Remember, he's the one who gives you the pocket watch.
Right.
Why do you think he's such a good surgeon?
Oh.
If anything, he's actually the world's best mortician because he can tell you exactly how everybody dies.
Oh, could have. Before he gave it to me.
No, right. But he gave it to you because he knew that this shit was fucked. So he shoots the monkey, rips off the dead monkey's hand, keeps it for over a year, so that way he can send it back to you.
Oh.
Henry Evans is a genius. And also, no fucking idea how he got this pocket watch. Alright, let's hit it. There's no one in this scene to identify, so...
Monkey
dead.
Monkey man!
Oh, and he has a rope tied to its, like,
to its hand, yeah, so we can rip it off.
We can rip it off.
Wow.
Alright, dude.
There's Martin.
A third shell! Captain didn't toss them all. Leave it. Help me lift this. Stop! Why? Well, set you free. Give it the shell. Here. Do it. Hoist it out. To the main deck. Throw it over.
So they're trying to free one of the things.
Get the tail, boy. In return, the ship, the Obra. See it home.
So look at who are the 2 guys? Quick. Paul Moss and the 4th mate steward, one of the guys who gets away on the boat.
Yeah, interesting.
It's so good. All the mermaid wants is the shell. And so now we have an in-universe reason for why this ship with no fucking sails makes it back to Falmouth.
Philip Dahl.
Don't worry, we'll be getting there in a moment.
And this guy... Oh, he got spiked.
So
by the thing.
Yeah, when they were trying to pull it out of the water, it freaked out and fucking speared him.
But he was already in there, chained up anyway, so...
Martin?
Got spiked.
Third mate. In my opinion, the de facto hero of this story. Martin does so much to try and do the right thing. Oh, where are you going?
Oh, one of the other mermaids.
There's 3 chambers to this lazarette.
Yeah.
I'll kill every last one of you monsters. Withdraw the Kraken, or I will kill you all!
Yipes.
Oh, it's the captain.
Wait.
Yes.
I don't know if there was one mermaid that pushed that ship all the way back, though.
I will say it was definitely not one mermaid, but the mermaid probably took a while to get back to where it was, and then.
Oh yeah, the mermaid, made a deal or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, went and talked to his buds.
Look at it. Wait, hold up. Look at his arm.
Oh, it's turned skeletal by holding the shell.
Or whatever's in that trove is like acid, I guess.
I mean, I told Lawrence and Saba what it was. Do you guys remember what it is?
Oh, I think I do.
Yeah. We'll talk about it later. I believe they mention it. Yeah.
Wow.
So that happened during the Doom.
Yeah. He's trying to get him to call off the Kraken. That's why he was down here, and you see him coming up from the cargo during the Doom.
Exactly.
Like near the end of the Doom.
Yeah. Because what was the chapter after the Doom? Do you remember?
Isn't it the escape?
Exactly.
He killed this one too.
So they got 3.
Because remember, this is back in time. Back in time.
Right.
Oh god.
While everyone's trying to not die,
the captain's down here.
Down here, like
the captain knows that it's these motherfuckers. Because what the fuck do mermaids care if the ship sinks?
Right. That would free them, and then they'd be back in their home.
Remember what the captain shouted during Soldiers of the Sea? They make for the lazarette.
Yep.
The captain knew.
So even the soldiers.
The captain knew super early on what was going on. And there we go.
What's this? Quicksilver.
Quicksilver.
You idiot, then you just continue.
What is Quicksilver?
It's mercury.
Oh. Oh god, it's like flames.
So,
or energy or whatever.
Colin, have you seen? It's definitely flames. Have you seen Pirates of the Caribbean first one?
Yeah, of course.
You remember when the doubloon hits the water and it immediately like pings the pirates?
Yeah, yeah.
If these shells touch any water, period, the mermaids are alerted to its location.
That's why it was submerged in mercury.
Exactly.
Because that's not water.
It's not water, and water can't penetrate mercury.
Right, because it's not soluble.
Because if you put it in oil, maybe it gets jostled. You know, who knows? But yeah. All right, and your bookmark is now complete. Philip Dahl made an unknown fate. He was burned.
He was burned.
Same as Bang.
All three.
Hey.
Congratulations, Colin, you did it.
You filled the book.
Everybody who perished has been identified. Or not. If they made it out. All right.
Oh, door. Time to go home. I'm like, huh, interesting. Quite the tale.
Just like, look at everything else there.
Look at everything else that's on the shelf.
Like, think about the tales that come from that.
Saba, you had to be more theatrical.
What? No, I can be straightforward.
No, she's right.
No, but
think about all the stories behind this one investigator.
So when I met Lucas Pope at GDC, that was the year that he won all of these awards for this game, and I asked him, and I accidentally revealed to Lucas Pope that I 100%ed the game on my first time, because I told him, like, yeah, what are all the things on the shelf at the end? And Lucas Pope chuckles to himself, and he's like, well, thank you, I like that you appreciate the game, because if you don't get the true ending, that shelf just has books on it, and no artifacts. And so by telling him that, I revealed that I, finished the game or would 100%ed it. And he was like, yeah, I have ideas for other stuff to do, but,
But I'm Lucas Pope.
And I'm like, come on, dude, just give it to me. I want to know. And that's why, and like, I don't know if you were here, but Saba and I were definitely talking about it, of what would be really nice to have as like a sequel if they did a second game in this, like a spiritual successor. And everybody says the same thing. They want like some sort of tomb in like Egypt or whatever. And Lucas Pope...
Well, the scarab was there.
That's the thing. Yeah. Lucas Pope knew that that's what people would want, and so he puts the scarab there at the end.
Well, I like the idea that, because, as you said, like, you have to get it all right in order to get the perfect ending where you see the artifacts. I think the implication there is that if you get it right, like, and take the time to do it, that's what your character keeps doing.
Like, they're a good insurance agent.
Right, and they use that to like find cool shit. They just happen to do.
Because I'm about to say, you get to see the true breadth of the story that's going on. Because like in my mind, because I'll remind you that the worst ending you can get is just seeing all the scenes and then just blaming everything on the captain. Because technically, it's the captain's fault. Because the captain chose to... okay, so Nichols is obviously like the bad guy in this.
Right, but it's the captain's mission originally.
Well, not precisely. The captain, so you remember that part where all the like beams of fire are like coming like from the mermaids into the thing? That's not their life force. They're not dead. They're just knocked out. And so the captain sees that opportunity. He's like, dude, we're going to make some fucking bank off these things. Let's put them in the lazarette.
Selling wretched fish and shells.
Exactly. So the captain is like, all right, we're going to take these things, we're going to sell them, and then even after Soldiers of the Sea, even after the doom, he doesn't want to let them go. So technically, everything is his fault. And there you go. And so in my mind, if you do that ending where you just blame everything on the captain, and at the end of the game, it's just a bunch of books in the shelf, it's exactly what you guys were just saying, where that shows that your inspector only cares about getting things done quickly, not correctly.
Right.
So you have way more books, but less artifacts.
Because you just have books. You don't have the actual cool stuff that you would get from doing your job right.
And if you do that report, where you blame everything on the captain, the captain gets fined like 600 pounds or something like that, and then everybody else just gets their pay, and that's it. I believe.
And I think you said also in maybe the letter of the book back to him, they're like, didn't you say like he's disappointed with what? Yeah,
you don't get the bargain.
Oh, wow.
Because he's like, I know that that's not right. I know that this is incorrect.
Yeah.
And so he's like, no.
Nope.
At least that's what I've heard, because I haven't done it. To be fair, I've always 100%ed this game, but still. So yeah, Colin. Obviously we have a lot of time here. Tell us how you feel. How do you feel about Return of the Obra Dinn?
I think it's a fantastic, not even just game, but experience.
Right.
Of just like going through it. Like it's it falls into that weird category where it's very clearly a game, but it's also hard to call it a game in some respects.
Oh well, I want to say, Colin, because isn't this heavy narrative?
It's very heavy narrative.
Like narrative is the focus of this, which normally even like Evan tell us like narrative normally isn't the focus of a game, but this is.
Right, usually it's gameplay, but the gameplay in this situation is the narrative essentially.
Yeah.
And
I think the closest thing that you could say is gameplay is the system of like having 2 shoe-ins and then a test. That's the closest you get to gameplay.
Closer to something like Myst.
Oh yeah.
You know, where it's more or like one of those old like point-and-click adventure games.
Yeah.
Just because your gameplay is more just walking around a scene and deducing things, so it feels more like almost it's almost like reading a detective novel.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
I could 100% see this be like an old-time, like Sherlock Holmesian mystery novel. Yeah.
Like almost like a choose-your-own-adventure type thing, a little bit, but it's more just like.
I would pay through the nose to read the adventures of Sam Gunn, the insurance adjuster. You know?
Let's Google that. Does the main character have an official name?
Sure, Google it. I've never actually looked because I only just realized just now that he had Here, wait, hold on. Let me relinquish control for you.
Yeah, just boot me. You can just boot me from Parsec.
Okay, I kick you. Lawrence and Saba, you want me to kick you guys too, or do you guys want to hang out? I'm just gonna be hanging out on the main title screen.
You can kick me out.
Yeah, you can probably just kick us all out. Okay. I think it just says Chief Inspector.
No, the signature.
Oh, the signature.
The signature has the person's name on it. I think.
Yeah,
I think Lawrence is correct.
It's not clear enough to be an actual name. Characters by name. In addition to the character goes the Honorable East India Company Trading Inspector. Okay, let's see. The narrative, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't seem like they have a name.
I mean, it's their, like...
Yeah, the signature is not clear enough to actually determine what the name is.
I'm gonna say Sam Gunn.
I like Sam Gunn.
Because once again, we illustrated at the beginning that it's random whether or not you're male or female. So and Sam is non-gendered, so
Samuel. Yeah, just Sam.
Samuel or Samantha makes sense.
Yeah, I like it. Sam Gunn.
But yeah, so we got all this going on. Colin, because we have to talk about the story because it's so, and we've obviously already talked a lot about the story, but there's so many like finer details that are so wonderful. Right. So I want you. Let's start with the beginning. How does this start?
Okay.
There's two different stories here. So yeah.
Or the game or the story.
The story, not where the game starts. Where the story.
It starts by the Obra Dinn either getting ready to depart or having departed, and both one person and the stowaway in the barrel get killed in that accident with cargo.
Right. That's the first thing that happens. Yeah.
Which, as you mentioned, is the
it's bad juju.
Is a marker of a bad luck, cursed journey. That's someone dying that early into
which under normal circumstances would have canceled the voyage. However, they had extremely valuable cargo that certain passengers had to get to the tip of Africa.
Right, which is the
Formosans. Yes.
Who had the box that had the mercury that had the shell.
Which I told you guys that ties into apparently like an old like folk tale of like that's how Taiwan, i.e. China, became so powerful, was that they like whatever, like a king and queen or whatever tricked mermaids so that way they got control of the sea and
Oh, yes. Interesting.
So that
kind of like
so that's the basis. Yeah. All right. So what's the next thing that happened?
So next thing that happens is bitter cold. So a couple people got sick. It must have been a cold, squall or something that blew through. So people were feeling down. A couple people got sick and died, and they slaughtered the cow for its meat, I assume.
I about to say, that's just like a thing in general. Because remember, all three of those guys that were in the scene that weren't the butcher were midshipmen, where midshipmen they're training to be officers, but not any specific officer. So it's kind of like a vocational school.
They're doing various tasks around the ship to understand.
Third Mango is correct, by the way, in the chat. Yes, they weren't specifically trying to get to Africa, but that is where they were going to have to stop to get another ship to go to Taiwan. That is correct, yes. But anywho.
Oh, because they were going home.
Yes,
gotcha.
They were trying to get home, because the reason why they were in Europe was that they were making trade deals with the East India Trading Company. Because they have control of the Pacific Ocean.
Right, okay. They have control of the Pacific?
More or less.
The Atlantic.
Well, no, it's Taiwan.
Does East India Company have...
East India Trading Company had a stranglehold on the Atlantic, probably means that they would want the Pacific too.
I guess, yeah. Okay. But moving on.
So what was chapter 3?
After that, chapter 3 was murder, which was our second mate, Captain Nichols' asshole.
Dickles,
yeah. Captain Nichols, trying to steal the shell.
Yes. Because he immediately identifies that's valuable.
Right. Which he...
Which Pasquale?
Which he tries to do, ends up killing one of the guards, ends up killing Pasquale because he comes through, and then blames it on the guard.
I'm about to say he didn't kill the guard; he knocked out the guard because he was going to. Yeah, he was going to kidnap the royalty.
And then, I don't know if he didn't actually did he steal? No, he didn't steal it yet. Did he?
Who?
The chest. At that time, did he actually take it?
Because the thing right after the murder is the calling. That's him.
Right.
So the murder happens.
Him trying to escape.
One of the guards gets executed. Right, meaning there's only one guard left. So that way, that guy has to stay up 24 hours a day to protect the royalty, which he's not able to do. So while he's asleep, they kidnap the royalty and steal everything.
Kidnap the royalty, steal the thing, and try to escape in the boats.
What jerk?
Which gets foiled by the mermaids when they come and attack them.
Because now the shell is close to the water, as opposed to not being close.
To like, smell it, or whatever.
More or less, yeah.
They get attacked, most of them die, try to row back to the ship. And,
Bang saves their ass.
And Nichols gets obliterated.
He gets shot by the guard because the guard is like, I know. The guard looks at the boats. He sees the two royals dead, and he's like, fuck you, I don't give a shit. Bang.
Yep.
Once again, yeah, 100% deserved.
Stuff's brought back on board. And along with...
The chests are brought back on board. Yep. The mermaids get brought back.
And so the mermaids are put to the Lazier, or
the Lazarette. Remember that scene where at the time you didn't know it was a mermaid, you thought it was like a shrimp or something like that, was like hanging, and it like throws the spikes and like 4 people dodge it. That's where the last Formosan died, because he shoots Nichols. They bring the guy up and they're like, why did you do that? And the guy who's like the translator, like another one of the Chinese top men.
I remember.
He's like trying to explain, and it's like, oh, Nichols was an asshole. Who would have guessed?
Okay, so then that whole thing happens, and then they get attacked by the soldiers from the deep.
Right, because the lazarette is underwater.
Right, so they were able to call out for help.
And
so
when that doesn't work,
crab warriors attacked. They got fought off by the crew. Then
which they only sent 4 soldiers, which is kind of weird.
So the bargain happens at the same time as the Doom.
The Doom starts off like a bit, and then like the end of the Doom, like I don't know, like the 3/4 mark of the Doom is where the bargain starts. Yeah.
Or actually, no. I think
not where the bargain starts. Sorry. Yeah.
It's like it's the second half of the Doom is where the bargain occurs. And I think the bargain actually goes into the end of the
part.
The end of the bargain is past the end of.
The part where Henry Evans like chucks the monkey inside and shoots it, that's right before he leaves in the escape.
Right.
Yeah.
So the Doom happens after the failed spider crab attack.
That's a good point too. Third Mango brings this up. I don't know. I'm just gonna chalk it up to like magical whatever. But yeah, the Captain Steward sees the shell for the first time because they're like, I don't know what the fuck this is, and they just chuck it into the lazarette or whatever. And then Philip Dahl goes nuts, and he chops off the dude because the dude whose leg he chopped off was the person who was guarding the lazarette.
That was some sort of curse or
like the ring kind of scenario. Makes you kind of want it.
Because, like, Philip says something along those lines of, like, this is not ours, we should blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, that's just kind of magic, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, there's obviously some magic in this scenario. There's krakens and mermaids and magical shells, so...
Yeah.
I'll buy that.
So we did the Soldier of the Sea.
That whole thing happened. Soldier of the Sea, all the stuff after that happens.
And then the mermaids are like, all right, motherfuckers.
We call it the big guns.
I'm sick of your shit. Boom.
Kraken. So Kraken comes in, wrecks shit. Captain tries to tell the mermaids down below to get it to stop. They say, "Nah, fam, it's you're gonna die." Until the fourth mate's steward and I forget who the other guy was. They go in to rescue it, essentially, to send it back to the sea.
Yeah, so Martin, Paul Moss, who was the first mate steward, and then the fourth mate steward, because everybody else is busy with the Kraken.
Exactly. They're like, we need, like, this obviously isn't working. We can't fight this thing off. What's the only other option we have?
Well, actually, no. Actually, I guess that would have been afterwards. So never mind. Those guys weren't fighting the Kraken at the time, because when Martin comes back down, because Martin, you'll recall, was there when Abigail gets her head smashed in by the timber.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I think that happens.
So it would have happened after, and it was them trying to negotiate with this last mermaid, being like, "Yo, dude, just let us go, man."
Well, we'll put you back. We're sorry. It's our bad.
It's our bad. Let these people go, because Paul Moss was also supposed to be one of the 5 survivors. But then what's-his-face stabs them because he assumes that they're mutinying. Right.
And so they send him out, and I guess it works. They
get let go. Yeah, they make it. And
so then it happens where the people the few people left escape. Or try to. There's some fighting that happens. The lady shoots the guy. And all that leaves is the captain, the first mate, and
the Topman and Lawrence.
And Lawrence that's all that's left.
Which is the part where I start to not understand what happened, because like they mutiny, and because you remember the first thing that you hear is like, "We're coming in for those shells," and he's like, "You'll take exactly what I give you," and he kicks down the door and shoots his first mate. Why did they mutiny?
Oh, I think I know why.
Yeah. Okay. Why?
Here's just a theory.
Yeah.
So I think
a game theory.
It's one of two theories. Either the remaining crew wanted the shells as payment for all the trials they've gone through.
Fair.
Or they wanted the shells to get rid of them, but the captain wanted to keep them.
Do you think the captain went a little nuts too?
Obviously.
Okay. Well, because it's just weird. Because like, why did some people seem to go nuts with the shells, whereas other ones were like, I don't.
It's random.
I guess.
I think, but I think the captain was trying to keep the shells for himself, as
in a crazy way, or to sell stuff.
No, I think just because like, no, I'm keeping these. I've lost all this crew.
I was saying, do you think he was pissed because his wife got murdered?
I think that's probably part of it. She
sense.
wasn't murdered necessarily.
She got well. I mean, in the eyes of a grieving husband, your wife getting cracked over the head by a wooden baseball bat by a kraken seems like murder.
Sure.
Yeah. Especially if the kraken was summoned by them.
Kraken can commit murder, which I don't think it can.
I think the only thing a kraken can do is commit murder. I don't think it can do anything else.
No, it's
means
if I tell my dog to chew your throat out, does that count as murder?
Yes, but it's not the dog's fault.
So the kraken committed murder, but it's not the kraken's fault.
No, I think you commit murder with a dog if you order your dog to kill someone. I think the dog is a weapon in that regard.
So why didn't we find that mermaid?
Mermaids are not covered under the law of
England. They're not in the system. We can't charge them. We can't find them.
Who are you gonna find?
I charged Neptune! You son of a bitch!
Atlantis, send me money!
Okay.
Atlantis sends up a cut-off hand that just has a middle finger sticking up.
And that's the last thing, I guess, right?
Yeah,
is the mutiny.
The captain trying to keep the shell, or what shells were left, as payment or whatever, and the others were either trying to get them for themselves, or were trying to get them so they could get rid of them, because they thought if we keep them, they're going to come back and kill us again.
So, now we're on the topic of the shells make people crazy, right? Did Nichols also go crazy, or is he a greedy asshole?
I think he's just greedy.
I'm about to say, because he also kidnapped the royalty, too.
I think he's just greedy.
Okay, so he clearly identified, maybe because the Formosans, like, pushed for, like, we're leaving now, right? Because once again, since the brother died in the cargo thing, normally that would cancel the voyage, and they would have to wait months.
Right.
Maybe when Nichols was like, what? You're saying these 4 random Chinese people made this ship go? They must be worth a lot.
No, exactly. They're Forzian royalty.
But that's
I think he's like, they have this treasure. They're obviously valuable. I'm going to take them and ransom them or whatever.
But it's so weird to think about, because he's a second mate.
Like,
oh, sorry. Sorry.
And the Russians were like, yes, we're in.
The Russians were like, duh.
People who look like they might be Chinese? Yes.
But it's so weird to think about, because it's like Nichols was a second mate, which is not like the captain doesn't necessarily pick his mates. He can suggest them, but it's the company who owns the ship, because the captain doesn't own the ship, right? It's the company that owns the ship that gets to pick them.
Ship.
So he clearly picked. Witterell clearly picked the first mate because he was the brother of his wife. And they were friends, right? And they were best friends. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, exactly.
And the company must have issued Nichols.
Probably. As just, this is an officer who has a decent record to go on this journey.
But if he's such an evil bastard, how did he become a second mate?
They didn't know that he was evil. He could have been hiding it all this time.
He's been and he chooses now?
Super valuable cargo on a relatively unsecured part with only, 2 guards.
That's true.
On a ship that maybe he'd either previously known some people who would side with him or convinced some people to side with him.
Some of the fun things I didn't know, if you noticed, but are some of my favorite small things. The 2 Russians that cheat. I thought there was only 1 Russian, but okay. The 2 Russians that cheat are the 2 Russians that mutiny with Nichols. That's really interesting. Also, you can see Henry Evans's
both drown the exact same way.
Also, you can see Henry Evans's case with the book and watch it on board the ship, so Evans could have been watching some of the deaths at the same time. Yes, we mentioned that earlier. I mentioned this to Colin, the idea of Henry Evans might not necessarily be the best surgeon in the world, but he's the world's best mortician because he can tell you exactly how somebody died because he had this watch the whole time.
Yeah, he had the watch.
Yeah. And so that's really neat. Yeah, that's one of those things that I think is fantastic. Oh, Colin, we didn't actually do this, but there's another detail, something to actually help you identify the Indian men who were all sick. You remember the part where they're in the hammocks and they're all leaning over and they're like, "Oh no, are you okay?" If you look at the hammocks are numbered.
Oh.
So you can look at the hammocks, and the hammocks number is the order that they appear in the ship manifest.
Oh.
So the guy who's dying, you can look at his number, be like, "Oh, that's you," and then you can go to literally every other hammock and be like, "Oh, this must belong to blank and belong to blank," and then later you can do that. Yeah.
Well,
the numbers are huge clues for many people, yeah.
Yeah, on our playthrough, Zach told us about it, but I think on this playthrough, I don't think Colin
I specifically mentioned it to Lawrence and Saba because it's so easy to overlook. Because the thing is that the numbers disappear if you're too close or too far.
That's the kind of thing that I might have discovered if I never had any help from you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you guys gave me just very little help along the way, but just kind of guide.
Just a little bit, just to try and keep things moving.
Just to make sure the Chinese man.
I probably. Well, actually, I don't even know if I would have found that. I might have just done it by deduction.
I'm about to say. So what we ended up doing was, Colin, and obviously this was heavily suggested, but Colin figured this out as well. Was if you know two people 100%, you can find a random third person and just take a guess, keep guessing. Right. And Colin ended up doing that for most people on the ship, which was very effective. The guy who dies with a tattoo has a tattoo in his arm.
We did talk about a tattoo.
Oh, right, the tattoo of the woman who's not naked.
Oh, that's right.
Totally forgot about that. Yeah.
Forgot to ever look for it anywhere else.
I would love to see the red string diagram of all the connections that are available in this game. Yeah. All right, super great. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that we have to talk about Obra Dinn?
Just that it's good.
So
very good. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, and because I says this before we started stream today to Colin, but we are now, all four of us, and whoever's still in chat, we are all afflicted with the same curse of never being quite able to find a game that replicates this process, really. Because there's stuff there. Sorry?
I'm probably going to have to go back and play Papers, Please.
Oh, yeah, Papers, Please is great.
Yeah. The numbers can also be used in Doom Part 2, the one where the artist dies pooping. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Where you can see the same hammocks in the same positions, but now there's different people sleeping or not sleeping. So yeah. But yeah, I'm about to say, when I first did this, as I said, I didn't figure out the Chinese topmen or anything, or the Russians, so that was really frustrating. But what I did, because I already knew about the nautical hats and stuff like that, I was able to identify Maba super quickly and stuff like that. And after solving 6 of those in a row, 6 sets of those in a row, I was like, hee, I'm doing so good. And then I stopped to think about it for a second. I was like, I just fucked myself. It's impossible. There's nothing I can do. But yeah.
Good luck.
I don't know. Because how long ago did this game come out? This game came out, I was in California. So was it 2018? Maybe? Let me look it up real quick. Because Papers, Please, which technically wasn't Lucas Pope's first game, but it was his first game that did really well.
Yeah.
Papers, Please release date was August 8th, 2013.
So good.
It's a very good game. Very different as well from this game, despite the fact that both games have the same sense of paperwork in them, which is really fascinating.
Paperwork.
It's so mundane, but it works. Release date. Not Switch release date. Nope, just give me the release date, please. October 18th, 2018. So I was correct. So that's 5 years. So assuming that that Lucas Pope is the artiste that we all know him to be, it's going to be 2023 by the time his next game comes out, and it's also going to be fantastic.
Oh, of course.
What? 2 years
late. 2 years.
Hello, Chris.
Hello, Chris.
Welcome to the very end of Return of the Obra Dinn. This is one of the games that I wanted Chris to play, and hopefully, eventually. I will probably be turning this... I don't know. I'll probably be turning this into a YouTube video. I'm not quite sure. We'll see. I do have it recorded, though, so I have it for all time. Yeah. I guess that means we're done with Obra Dinn. We're going to be... Colin is obviously free to go. I release him from his chains of obligation. But we're going to be shifting over in a moment to... Frog Fractions.
Yeah, finishing up.
Yeah, we're finishing up the DLC for Frog Fractions. So
that, right?
Sorry?
Shouldn't there be only a few minutes left of Frog Fractions since we saw the credits already?
Who knows? It's Frog Fractions, dude.
Not wrong.
I'm gonna go eat some lunch, you guys.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a brief break. Colin's free to go once again. We're gonna take a brief break, maybe 5-10 minutes, and then we'll be back with the next part of the stream. So, all right, y'all. Ciao. Thank you all for being here.
Have a lovely day.
Have a lovely day.
Have a lovely
I
day.
just crashed. Something just crashed.
To our good friend Sam Gunn.
To our good friend Sam Gunn.
Investigator.
Hey. All right.
Later.
Ciao,
guys.
everybody.
Later.
Ciao.
Oh, yep. Obra Dinn straight up crashed.
Oh, that's a...
It's okay. It was at the end anyway.
I'm about to say. Remember when we got to the end of Bowser's Inside Story and it fucking crashed?
I think that's the way the game ends.
Oh, hold up. I want to catch up on chat real quick, and then we'll take a break. I roam Twitch to stream people watch, figure things out. Just I can never forget the game, so I can only replay it by watching others figure things out. The curse of the Obra Dinn. True. It's a smart way to replay is make friends play it. Very true. All right.
Yeah, that's
cool.
what Zach does.
That's what I do, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. Hopefully, once the pandemic is over, I'll be able to make new friends so I can spread the plague onto them. Well, that's a very bad choice of words. But anyway,
that's a weird sentence to have.
That's a bad choice of words. Don't clip that. No, but all right. So I'm going to halt stream and stop the recording, so that way when we go to Frog Fractions, we'll just go over there. So feel free to hang out for a bit. We'll be back. Ciao, everybody.
All right.